Above a post-apocalyptic wasteland is a city of towers, corrupted to its core. 5 people cast down from their homes now rise to defeat an ancient evil and undo a contract that would doom them all. This is Missed by One and Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign called Starfall.
Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Starfall. I'm your DM from the day, Tris. Pronouns are they, them, and I would like to reintroduce you to my wonderful cast.
My name's Alexander. I play Frey.
I'm Emily. I'm playing Ida Solace, Alchemist.
I'm Noel. I will be playing Cassius.
I'm Pedro. Pronouns are he, they, and I will be playing Hannigan, the Goldilocks robber.
And I'm playing... my name is Edward, and I'm playing the Beastkin Ivor.
Live from Stockholm, Sweden. This is Missed by One.
Of course I had messed that up.
All right, hello.
We need to be faster.
I'm not going to shout out specifically all of the people that I did last time. However, if you ever wonder anything about the music or the art that we use during the stream, all of their links can be found in the description below, both on the VODs and on the live streams, all of them. I will now enable our music. Do let me know in the chat if it is way too loud. Oh, whoops. There we go. Our music does not fade, it just cuts straight to it. So, where we last left off, our players had been cast down from the various heights that they lived in a city of towers known as Adrenados. Through a series of betrayals, they find themselves in a place that was called the Pit of Sacrifice, a jail-like complex beneath a district of the city called the Presidium Arcantum. And afterwards, they were unceremoniously dumped into said pit after getting very dubious help from a not-so-subtle individual. Falling into this cave, they receive some mysterious help and find themselves heading deeper into the caves at the behest of their mysterious benefactor, which is now a skull that they have stuck in a bread bag.
We're doing our best.
He hasn't said that he doesn't like it.
No, he has. Yeah.
He
has.
He has many times.
Yeah.
Stated that he really does not enjoy.
I think it's the objectification that is the worst.
Yeah,
My little jewel.
he is not a
Jewels, multiple jewels.
fan of the objectification. So, we last specifically left off where you all were. You all had managed to get far enough into the cave to get a rest. You had pushed yourselves pretty far, and you roughly probably traveled a few miles even beneath the ground so far. Your bodies were tired, even if your resources hadn't been really tapped that much. One of you had sustained some severe wounds that were treated, but the shame persisted.
He forgot to don his armor.
Yeah. And so and as you went to sleep for that night, you were almost assailed by a nightmare. Something tried to plague your dreams when you slept. Del, however, has spent the entire night singing a lullaby, which has protected you from this nightmare. Since you guys set his skull out to watch for the thing. It was too subtle to wake you up, but it did lull you into a deeper sleep.
Do we know that?
When you wake up, you will definitely notice that it did strike you as odd, because dreams don't usually do that, but you did sleep really well, and there wasn't anything too weird about the dreams that you did have that night.
Okay.
It seems specifically you were prevented from seeing nightmares. This isn't a spell in the PHP. I make this shit up as I go.
Not supposed to admit that.
It's fine. It's funny. I'm not sure what's
We
happening.
have woken up, right? Because we've
Yeah, you woke up and you had
funny letters, right?
yeah, you got letters. One was from Kiffle. Another one was from
Serpico.
You were the only two who got letters, and the rest of you will deal.
You don't have friends like we do.
In fact, in at least two of your cases, it's probably good that you didn't get anything, because that only would have made your situation more complicated. But you do know that there are people. There might be people down here that you know. You're not sure exactly where they are, and Del has been trying to help you guys find your way. But admittedly, he too is a little lost. You guys were at in a little cave by a water source, a clean water source, and you figure that if you follow it, you might get to Survivor's Stand. And so, where we pick up from there is you guys wake up and you read the notes. I do not fully remember the contents, so I'm not going to go through them again. And then from there, the party awakens, and you can get your gear equipped and all that. I cannot wait until Kingmaker comes out properly, because then I can use proper camping rules with food buffs and stuff.
Hannigan starts picking up the caltrops he let out yesterday.
Yeah.
So he's standing by the mouth of the cave where we entered, which is like a very tiny space.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like Hansel and Gretel picking up breadcrumbs, picking up spiky little things.
Yeah.
To put in a separate bag from the bread bag.
Yeah. Del appreciates that.
Yes.
He appreciates not being.
I appreciate not eating bread with caltrips on them.
That is good too.
Yeah, how clean is Del? Because he's in there with our bread.
He's pristine.
Can we like dip him in the water? Just like
Would that be
clean him
waterboarding?
up a bit?
That would be
He doesn't. You
waterboarding.
can't waterboard someone who doesn't breathe.
Guys,
I mean, we could
True.
try.
Del has never felt more objectified in his life.
it's been 7 minutes, guys.
7 minutes.
7
and we've
minutes.
already objectified.
Let's waterboard
And
the
we're-
skeleton.
I mean, everyone knows that out of objectification or waterboarding, one is clearly worse.
Yeah,
Objectification.
waterboarding.
So the thing about Del, if any of you check up on him at all, because you had to pluck him from the spot where you had him on watch, is there something you want to do? You look like you have something you want to do.
No, I was just thinking, if we waterboard the skeleton, he might be wet enough to where it might create mold on the bread. And that was what I was thinking about.
That would be bad, yeah.
Yes. Like,
That would be bad.
Ida goes up really early, probably when the others are going up. Probably you can see on the size of the bags under her eyes that she probably just never really sleeps much. And there's this little kit with like vials, and there's just more like a candle-like thing, like a tea candle burning with some clear liquid, sort of reddish pink in color, just bubbling happily away in certain small vials. So I'm doing my preparations for the day.
Yeah. You're doing so. As probably the first one to wake up, you hear like the final lull of Del's song, which you didn't catch when you guys read the letters. You probably would have caught the end note of the final bit of that song as people begin to wake up. It was very subtle. There isn't so much vocal because it's not in a language you really recognize anymore. Rather, it's not a language that's spoken a lot anymore, which we're still working on.
TBA.
To be added. Retcons ahead. Hell yeah. But the nature of it is definitely arcane, or like technically occult, but it's a lulling.
It's magical.
It
It
be
is.
changed in
It's
post-production.
We don't
Guys,
have post-production
Yeah.
yet. Anyway,
There is like a couple of seconds before the stream actually hits Twitch. So like,
there is a few seconds.
We,
I know.
Get on it.
I do want to get a skull prop. I if I didn't fall and fuck up my foot, I would have bought one on the way.
Oh yeah, he fucked up his
I'll
foot.
go out look
Yeah.
for one.
Don't worry
This
about
will be
it.
good.
So anyway, you go because I assume that you guys are just making like eating rations for breakfast because who the fuck can be bothered to cook right now? And you've probably never cooked food in your life.
Phrase
Shut up.
like propped up.
Neither have
stood up
I.
in a corner. Oh no! Yeah, you did that.
I've only cooked other people's food. So like,
No, you haven't cooked other people's food. You've taken other people's already cooked food.
yes.
wait.
That's the way around it.
They
We have
to
3 people who have never cooked food.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carney. I
Are
hope
you
my
Steve?
food gets well soon.
Don't worry, guys. I know chemistry. I can
That's not
definitely cook.
I'm imagining Cassius, like, you know, when kids try to make like breakfast for adults and it's just like burnt, smoldering ashes.
The thick
Cassius
milk.
tries to do that. It's like, yeah, guys, eat. It's nice. Really, it's real.
An inside joke. No one will understand. But yeah,
It's just one piece of bread with butter on it.
burnt.
I made this.
Ironically, though, there is actually quite a bit of like mushrooms and lichen here that you automatically like. You know which ones you can eat because you've lived in the cave your whole fucking life. So you kind of identify. Oh yeah, that's a safe one. Don't eat that one though.
This one will give you
Well-
the shits for at least 5 hours.
Yeah.
See, you can eat all of them.
You just might not survive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some of them you can only eat once.
Can I pluck up like the skull and sort of like just good morning, Dull, and
Hello.
place him like as I'm sort of doing my preparations. It's always nice to have. Back when I had an assistant, I just sort of had someone chatting in the background while I was focusing. So if there's anything on your mind or in your
I do still have a
Skull?
mind.
yeah.
There might be a magical matrix that access my brain, but like I still have a mind. I'm very much alive despite my form.
I know you are.
Frey knows the best thing to do in the morning is to have a good, healthy breakfast.
Yeah.
So he's on it. I don't. Were you cooking, Cassius, or?
I am still sleeping in my tent.
Oh, perfect. Yeah,
You think he's
so
gonna go up?
He's gonna go ahead and throw
Yeah.
some, bread in a pan on the fire and just kind of like
Okay.
I
get at it. He's been like standing up, sleeping like in a corner with like one leg up.
Flamingo style.
I was checking what kind of tent I had because I thought that I had bought the biggest one. Then I realized the biggest tent you can buy is 40 golds.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's fucking enormous.
That's your goal. for
And
this
it
place.
also weighs.
That's a bigger tent.
It weighs a lot too.
Yeah, 12 bulk.
Yeah, that's a bit more than you can carry.
I can have Frey carry
Obviously,
it.
you need someone else to carry it. You can't carry your own tent. Come on.
Oh.
Of course, unseen servant. Let's go.
But no, I'm still sleeping.
Right.
Okay, fair.
I feel like Hannigan has like mouthful of bread because it's larger for him than it is for y'all, and is like walking up to.
Is he doing like morning radio? Like.
Oh yeah. This is
Stretches.
post morning Pilates. We've already established he does old people Pilates. He walks up to Ida and is like, "Oh, I was thinking we should get a move on soon. Could you?" And he holds up the bread bag. Could you put the guy in the thing? The little dude and the guy.
I exchange a look
Do
with
what
the
you
skull.
gotta.
All right. I'm gonna gently put him up and put him in the bread bag.
Just don't forget to soon get me a bird.
Don't worry, we won't lose our head. And then he puts it on the stick again, so he has the little hobo stick.
Goes very silent. After that pun.
Everybody goes silent after that pun.
So
Jeez.
are you a heavy sleeper or are you a light sleeper?
You can hear snores
Heavy
coming from the
sleeper,
tent.
100%.
Because there's like she's sort of holding 2 vials, very focused, and it slowly like drops, like just 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope that's
fire
not
to my
glycerin.
tent.
No, I'm doing this on a safe distance because lab
So
caution.
you're putting my tent on fire from a distance
Yes,
for
but
safety reasons.
She would want to burn herself.
Why not just
Come on.
smoke up the tent? Like,
there are
Have you
certain
tried waking
noises.
someone up, like just normally, maybe?
It's boring.
Just throw argument fire in the tent. Wake up!
Everybody knows the fun way to wake your friends up is like firecrackers in like a pan. This is the fantasy version of that.
That's so fucking mean.
You know, theoretically speaking, someone with sufficient strength score could just throw him into the water.
That's true.
Isn't that a Finnish
That's
thing?
a good way to wake him up.
It is very
It's the
cool.
I could
Finnish
just
thing
try
to
to
throw people
redirect
into
the
the
entire
water, or
river
what?
into
Yeah.
the tent.
Please don't disturb the ecology
you say?
of this
I
place.
could just redirect the whole river into the tent.
Forgive mic noises, by the way.
We're
You
thinking
just throw him
advanced
into
here.
Oh,
I
there we go.
don't need to throw him.
Smudge my glasses. A sin among sins.
Let's see here. I'm getting a few.
Yeah, Ivor would probably have like slept with an eye open, so to speak, but
Yeah.
still slept. And after waking up, just realized, okay, still in the same situation.
It wasn't a dream.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't a really bad dream.
Yeah, then just shrug and start just picking on the walls, like and all that. Just gather up, shove it into the mouth, and then just I suppose just pace around both exits, and just keep an eye out.
I like the mental image of all of us eating bread. And Ivor crawling on the wall, like sucking.
Sucking on a rock.
Yeah. I was gonna say Frey after he's like done. I guess he'd be doing toast. I don't know what else he could do with like mushrooms and bread.
Oh, he's just.
So he just hands out a piece of toast to Ava and to Hannigan. Not to you, Ivor, because I don't know whatever the hell you eat. And then
These
he,
rations are from down here, correct?
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, they're from the
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would mean it's probably mushroom bread, anyways.
and then he goes into Cassius' tent. Just kind of like throws open the tent, goes, Cassius, get off.
Did I do a
And he
funny?
throws the toast at his kind of like feet.
I'm just saying
seconds. I heard these Russians are from down here. I was so confused.
the Russians are from the land down under.
Also,
I missed that entirely.
like
It took me so long to understand you meant Russian.
I point down at Sasha and Alexei.
oh, that's what he said.
Yeah, but what is
Rations!
Was I the only one that heard ration?
Yes.
I heard Russians. Don't worry. But the
Russians are from down here?
the rations that you have been given down here, they are, to be completely honest with you, god awful. They're not. It's not really bread so much as it is like. Have you ever seen people trying to make mycelium bricks to build with?
No.
Okay, it's just me because I'm a building nerd.
Shout out.
Shout out to the building nerds. So they're basically just bricks of like dehydrated and compressed like various types of mushrooms that fulfill different like nutritional values to make up like this is really healthy for you. This will cover all of your needs. It's like llamas bread almost.
I was just
But
going to
by
say.
God, is it like llamas bread where you can only have like a piece and you're like,
Yeah, I was just going to say this sounds very much what like when I made lambas bread for my
Yeah.
20th birthday.
it is very
They were not very good.
building nerd. Yeah. So it is incredibly dry and very hard to eat without like it would probably be better to like break it up and put it in stew or some shit like that because it is not good on its own.
That's why you eat them fresh.
Yeah, just eat them off the wall, forehead. I hope you don't eat the wrong one.
Exactly.
Well, he's basically an animal. He knows which ones are the right ones.
Yeah. He's got instinct, you know?
Yeah.
Literally a druid.
He would see that as a compliment.
I'm not going to force him to make a check on what mushrooms are poisonous and which aren't
Also,
in an area that's relatively close to home.
I love the alternative reality where the bird is throwing bread at people.
That's true.
Finally. Finally. The birds rise. So, yeah. You guys spend your morning getting ready, except for Cassius. Cassius is still sleeping. Does anyone wake him? Or
Yeah, I was gonna say, when I throw bread into you, I burn you lightly with the pan that I fried it on. It's like,
Stop!
get up, we're moving. And then I close the tent door and get out.
Speaking of unexpected pain, take this. There's a small vial, now it's been like settled into more darker red. It's an elixir of life. keep it on you.
Right. Like puts it in his backpack, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
a very subtle read. Like,
Yeah.
but you need this.
you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Oh, I wasn't.
No, I know you didn't mean it, but
No, you're absolutely right. You probably will.
You see the not the door, but the like cloth,
Tent flap.
the tent flap just being pushed aside, and Cassius is like strutting out. Just, what was that for?
And remember,
What
I'm
in
like
the
twice
seven
your
health
height.
did you do that?
I'm just imagining it's like really shitty linen like bed robes or something. Please say that we got the nightcaps. Like he's just walking out of that tent like Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh,
No one but him.
No one else.
I have a nightcap now.
Yeah.
They tried giving you like a wizard's hat because they weren't sure. Like they just gave you like the magic caster packet, but like the brim fell off ages ago. It fell off when the whole thing fell. And crashed into
Wizard
the
hat with no brim.
Oh, like a dunce cap.
I walked straight
It flaps down a bit.
I walked straight into that one. This is what I was hoping for episode
thank you
3.
for tonight. I am leaving.
I am permanently done. Anyway,
Dan just has a kill switch, just ends the stream immediately.
And us.
And this is like usual session. We're 20 minutes in and nothing has happened.
oh yeah, like
This is how it usually is for us when we play. We are usually not as effective as we have been.
I'm
No.
just saying our usual sessions are like 8 to 10 hours long, and the 4 hours of that is this, just absolutely nothing happening.
I feel like when Cassius like stormed out, Hannigan goes, "Oh, great, we're all ready. Who takes point? I feel like I should be heading in the back because I'm not feeling it today. I think I sprained my ankle while sleeping. We're all
Fuck
awake,
you.
right?
As someone who just sprained his ankle, fuck you.
Are we all ready to go? You guys look very healthy and happy.
And I go, oh, Cassius, you're up. Great to see you. We're all ready.
Let's go."
Well, I guess you need
Somebody
help
help me.
taking your tent down because I had to help you put it up. So I guess I gotta
So,
help you take it down.
I
as
need a
well.
question. I have a question for those who
Thank
want
you
to
very
scout.
much.
What skills would you like to use the scout ahead with this time?
Probably go for cave door again.
Because there is a cave ahead of you, but you can always go back. That is always an option.
Right, I don't think
the
you want to go
giant
back
spider.
to spiders.
I do want to go to the giant spiders now, but
You can fight the giant spider if you want.
I will stealth
Um,
because I'm a one-trick pony.
All right.
And I
Hell
will
yeah.
cave door again.
All right.
So start with dice cam. Show off the feature.
Oh yeah. We have a dice cam now.
So fun.
5 or 4?
4.
4.
4. All right.
Amazing.
Press.
Incredible
great.
dice count.
Oh,
There
I
we
love
go.
There we go.
And you roll straight
You
out
had
of the
one
dice.
job. One job.
You can't even see the dice.
It's a hot 11.
No.
Hot 11.
It-
It's a 4.
Yeah, it's a +7.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Get on my level.
Fair.
you have a plus 11?
No,
Oh,
+7.
does that mean?
Yeah, like now that we got a dice cam. Like,
Okay, so you got an 11 on stealth, and you want to do
And
cave door.
see here. Ooh, that is an roll of 18 plus 2, so 20.
20.
Don't see shit
Dope.
without die.
Oh, but it's cool.
Yeah, I can't
That is
see any of them either.
Wait, did you go for? Did you see? Was it in the right area?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
right
It
area.
was
right area. It's
So
just
this dice
really
is very
hard
hard
to
to
see.
see.
Fair.
All of them were hard to see. To be honest, I couldn't even see his.
Mine have big baby.
But people,
numbers.
they can like pause and look and stuff. We can't. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so
I'm going to do a perception check.
and you're gonna do perception.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and do me a perception
Yes.
check.
Yeah, he just rolled.
I just rolled.
All right. What did you get? I'm not gonna
yeah.
fucking do the dice count every
I'm
time.
18 plus 8.
18 plus 8. Okay,
26.
26. Zoom entrance. 26, 11, and 20. I'll go for the lowest and then go up. So Hannigan. In fact, actually no. We'll do it the other way around because this will be interesting.
By the way, my tent is packed in now thanks to Frey.
Yeah, you
I
guys
have
packed everything.
Grudgingly accepted his help after getting burned.
Yeah. So you sort of like keep a lookout. You're feeling relatively refreshed. Like, it's not the best. Your back kind of hurts, but like, it's new. It's a new experience, and you slept relatively well.
Ready for fights.
You slept like an actual corpse, thanks to Dell. It takes you guys travel through a cave. You can still hear the running of water. It's not visible, but you can hear it like echo through the caves. As you continue down a tunnel that does begin to descend a good bit, and then occasionally it'll like go lower, so you have to like kind of like squeeze your way through, and then it'll open up again into a wider cave. And after a certain point, you begin to hear the echo of noises. You hear a sort of like, almost like a pained grunt, and then a wet like thud. I know that in retrospect, those together was very poor, but it's far less like that, more of a.
That's not a thud sound. That's a.
It's
like
more of a slice. My bad.
cutting,
It's like a
yeah.
Or
It's
slong,
something-
actually.
yeah, it's a
It's a-
slong.
Heavy
I don't fucking
Schlong
know.
sound, really?
The official
Well,
name of that noise is slong. So it takes about. You guys have been traveling for about 20 minutes, and you begin to hear this bounce off the cave wall. And you don't really know of any creatures down here, particularly, so you have no idea what it could be, but it doesn't sound good. That's for damn sure. And then we're gonna go to cave lore. This cave is slowly becoming a little less natural. There are bits of it that begin to look carved and chiseled. Some parts that were like probably smaller were like widened out. And there's the occasional evidence of like broken rock and chipped rock left on the ground that has been kind of like pushed out of the way. There aren't tracks per se because there's nothing to dig tracks into, but it has been messed with a bit here. And you see more signs of it every like so often. Sometimes the cave didn't need expanding, but it looks like someone was slowly expanding this cave that way, probably where you guys were resting. Not anytime soon because it's pretty old. Background music could be lower. Okay. I don't know if Dan can fix that now, but we will definitely keep an eye on that for next time, possibly. And then on top of that, so that's what you notice. Because you chose stealth, you are ahead of the party, yeah?
Yeah.
After saying you should stay in the back, you stealth ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's very old.
No, that
doesn't remember.
feels like a very Hannigan thing to do.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does, yeah.
He says things. He doesn't mean them.
He doesn't remember saying them, but he says them.
So, that's still way too happy. I'm still getting used to my buttons.
My buttons.
My buttons. You have scouted ahead. And at first you don't really clock the noises before your ally does. And you've gone a little bit too far ahead to be fully warned on time before you sneak into a larger opening that has been like cut. Like now it's obvious even to you that this part's been cut out because it's too square to be properly, like it's not a natural cave. And then it opens into a chamber almost, where there is a very large lumbering figure that is currently like chopping some form of figure on the ground. It's a little too dark to make out fully. Because you have low light or dark vision?
Neither.
Oh, you have normal vision? Okay.
I'm halfling, my guy.
Then you straight up just see the silhouette of a brutish creature hitting some form of silhouette on the ground with an axe. Repeatedly. And there are piles of other sort of creatures here as well. And there's one path out through here that continues past this being. But this is like a very large brutish individual. And from the silhouette alone, you see like It's like got one shoulder up higher than the other. Its neck is like shorter on one side than the other. And there's like a spike or something sticking out here. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what it is, but occasionally it'll open and then shut. As a sort of really weird like sound will come out of that whenever it does so. And it sort of lifts its shorter shoulder up, like with its whole body, and brings down the axe. Unfortunately,
I feel like the failed stealth here is Hannigan looking down and saying, "Damn, you're ugly."
so you hear a and it slowly like turns its torso, and it's about this time where you guys are like maybe 20 feet behind Hannigan. Before I will need, I'm not exactly sure how I want to rule this. You are one ugly motherfucker. So I will rule. Surprise rounds technically don't really exist as far as I know.
No.
I will be flat-footed before his turn.
Okay, yeah. So that's how we're gonna do this. I will need everyone to roll me initiative.
Question: the slowpokes that was like packing up as they scouted ahead. Where are we?
Because they took a good 20 minutes to get out there.
Yeah.
They probably left shortly, because Cassius went with, and he had the tent, so it probably would have taken, like, you are, again, probably about 20 feet behind Hannigan as a collective.
All right, well, in that case.
Yeah, like,
Because the tent took the longest to disassemble.
Oh, yeah.
So. Give me them spicy initiative checks.
Nah.
Right. Do you want to dice cam it? No. I don't think we need to.
La.
I got 16 plus 5, so 21.
21?
I got 19 plus 7, so 26.
10 plus 8, 18.
18.
10 plus 4, so 14.
And I've forgotten what it is you add on.
Perception.
Perception.
Okay, well in that case, 13.
Because 10 plus
Wait, did
3, yeah.
3 tens. Yes.
Oh. We almost went down the...
Yeah.
It was just those two that weren't fully... Okay, cool. Because you had 16, right?
18.
18.
18, yeah. Yeah, 18. So that would put you behind... Yeah.
Wait,
Good. You're first. Hannigan is first, and then
Yeah,
it's you,
exactly.
him, and then it goes down. However, it will act first. Because I'm going off of its previous check.
To be clear, I'm using perception, so I do not have surprise attack right now.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't make sense for me to use it.
So this creature spots you immediately. It seems to more have smelled you before it heard you, but then you said, "You're one ugly mother," and then it immediately saw that. It will beeline for you. It's going to use...
I've played this dungeon. It sucks. Like several games, man.
In fact, actually, before it runs, it's going to try and demoralize you off the bat on the roll of initiative, technically. What is your will DC?
Excuse me, I swallowed wrong. 17.
17. He rolled exactly 17. You are frightened 1. And it will now use 2 actions to charge at you and swing with Sudden Rush.
I am flat-footed as well, so it's
Yeah.
AC 16.
AC 16? Pray to God. It's going to...
I do every day.
Oh shit, you got lucky as fuck. That is a... Yeah, that's a miss. It's a total of 12 to hit because you rolled a 2 on the dice.
Plus 10 to hit.
This thing's beefy.
Oh, shit.
But it's the only creature in here, as far as you can tell. So that will be its turn. It looked at you, roared, which scared the shit out of you, and then it bounded for you and tried swinging, and it fucking just destroys like a part of rock beside you.
It's wielding a weapon.
Yes, it is wielding a weapon.
What size? What size is this creature?
It is still medium, but it's on the upper end of medium. However, now that it has come closer, because I assume some of you have light sources.
Yeah.
Well,
It is now...
Dark vision.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, but I assume the people who don't have dark
Yeah.
vision have lit light sources.
Yeah.
It now comes into the dim light of your 20 feet, because you're 20 feet away, so 20 feet bright and then 20 feet dim. It just enters the dim light, and you see a incredibly grotesque figure that reminds you of the Hollowed. But the Hollowed don't usually use weapons. And this guy is very grotesque. He's wearing like sort of makeshift hide armor that reminds you of more of a bandit than anything.
How does, because I have regular vision,
Yeah.
dim light, how does that work for me? You have the rules in front of you.
It's a penalty. I'll figure where everything is.
All right.
Here. I don't think I actually have vision rules on this.
Just say -2, I guess.
It's usually -2.
Yeah,
It
it's -2 to
Let's see.
viewing. Anyway,
I did
Oh,
bring.
right, it's to perception, right?
yeah,
did bring my book.
-2 to perception.
What do you want? Do you want me to check?
Perception rules.
Anyway, so with that out of the way, Hannigan, it is your turn.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take a long back step and say, look, I don't judge people based on looks. Normally, and as soon as I'm out of his range, I will lug back to the party, and then I will lug 20 feet back, and then 15 feet back, and then throw my knife.
Okay.
Only 15 feet?
20 feet range on my.
Oh, right.
That is. that is a miss. That is 13.
That will miss.
Yes. But I'm just in front of the party.
Yeah.
And I am now knifeless. I'm gonna say, get away from me, you ugly bastard! And I'm gonna pass it over to my homeboy.
Right. Good question. How does recall knowledge on enemies work now again?
You can, in this case, I would say a general occult check could work here. Unspecified lore could work, or a specific lore applicable to this creature could work.
Right. So nature would definitely not work.
No, this is
Right.
not nature.
Fair. In that case, I think that I will simply. Yeah. Just the first sign of him, come at us, I will rush up ahead, using movement to move up to him, and then go for a gouging claw.
All right, go for it.
Gouge him, yes.
Right. Dice cam?
If you insist.
Yeah, cool.
Roll.
Roll in the dice cam this time.
Oh my God.
Pass
For the love of God.
But it is good. It is good.
Yeah, that
did you roll?
is a 24.
That will hit.
That will hit. Nice.
Very
That
nice.
means.
I have to like manually cut to the dice things, by the way, so that's why they're a little slow.
So.
And thank you,
will
I do like my hair.
mean, yeah, I will go for a slashing attack.
Yep.
Just
So gouging claw and slash.
exactly. Just from bottom
for
up. Okay, that is. Yeah, exactly. So 5 damage.
5 damage. Oh dear God.
Is he dead yet?
That doesn't really look like it did too much. It is a wound though.
Yeah. Run up and slash.
Run up to slash, so that's your turn. Cassius with Ida on deck.
Yes. What kind of weapon is he wielding?
A axe.
An axe.
Yeah. He's holding a wooden haft with a metal-ish axe head. It looks a bit fucked up though.
Cassius is just going to look at him,
Yeah.
and then channel some of his magic to his voice
Okay.
and say, "Drop your weapon."
This is command.
This is command.
Okay.
Also, I do want to say.
So command normally wouldn't work if someone doesn't understand the languages, right?
Give me 2 seconds.
It will. You will be able to cast it in this case, but there's an important note about that. If that is the case, that you will immediately learn.
It doesn't.
I don't think it specifies it.
do you want to know about dim light?
Yeah. What does it do?
Yeah, it gives everyone that is in dim light the concealed condition.
Oh, right. Concealed condition.
Yeah.
Got you. That's
So DC 5 flat check before rolling.
That's not good. That is the
It is,
disadvantage of this system. It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
They must be able to hear it. Correct.
They can hear you. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
If that's the case, then yeah, I assume it's like magic. All right.
Yeah.
It's a will save.
Yes.
That
Do not do
I
that.
believe might be a crit.
I hope it.
He rolled very high on that.
So what does it do?
He's good.
26.
26.
Yeah, he rolled.
That's a normal fail.
Okay, good. Because he rolled
Normal success.
normal success. Does that have any effects while normal?
Yes, it does.
Use
What is
one
he?
action, I think, to do the thing.
Nope. Success, nothing happens.
So it is saber stuff. Okay. Those are rare in Pathfinder.
They actually really are.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
so
you try.
After shouting at him to drop his weapon and nothing happened,
As you shout at him to drop his weapon, he will respond. No one tells the Ascended what to do. You have one action left, I think?
yes, I do. I'm just going to... I wasn't expecting it to shout back at me.
Yeah.
I'm slightly flustered.
Sorry if that was really loud, by the way.
Sorry.
I'm just going to cast Shield.
That is wise.
And that's my turn.
Right, Ada with Frey on deck.
Right. I'm going to move a bit closer,
All right.
but stop sort of behind Frey or someone else that looks like they can handle themselves.
Horse, yeah.
You can. Yeah.
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 I wouldn't use Ivor as a shield because he's in melee with the guy, but like,
Gonna say,
Yeah.
someone who can handle their stuff, it's gonna have to be Frey.
probably.
Hopefully.
Frey is the only one on the team.
I'm not
Ray
supposed
has
to be
his
close.
armor on now.
I'm watching.
correct?
Yeah.
He does. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that is
Watching
good.
out for the little guy.
All right. So
Don't worry,
I'm
Dex.
going to reach into my to my belt, and I'm going to pull out a rounded vial that is sort of icy blue,
All right.
and I'm gonna lob it.
Lob that shit.
Yes.
Dicam.
Dicam. That's 2, right?
That's 2. Yeah.
Reflex save.
Amazing.
Splash damage.
It's still off the
Oh
screen.
my god!
What the fuck?
It's still off the screen.
I rolled
Off the street, you roll a nat 20.
That was a nat 20 and it didn't even end up.
Is your splash
Jeez.
damage?
What is up with you and getting nat 20
I don't-
this campaign?
I don't know.
Yes.
What the hell?
You all know how
there will be,
shitty
I
I
think.
roll on
We
literally
all
everything
roll
else.
shitty usually.
Does this bomb have
Solid.
splash, by the way?
Yes, it does, but
Okay,
it's
then you
a
will need to
singular
save.
cold damage.
Right.
Yeah, I think.
I think I saved it possibly with a 21.
Yeah, you're probably good. I'm gonna cut
Right.
back to the main.
Let's see.
I cannot wait until I forget to just not cut back.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be someone's dice cam for half the session.
But yeah, on a hit, it also takes a status penalty to its speeds,
Okay.
Oh,
and then
actually
that
really
is speeds.
Yeah, all
plural.
speeds.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Minus 5 feet
good. I hope this thing does
Until-
not have a fly speed.
end of its next turn.
It does not.
I do not think
That would
it
be
ha-
terrifying.
I do not think it has a flight speed.
And I'm going to roll a
You could put it flat
1d6
down.
cold damage, and I roll 6.
You crit.
So that's 6 damage on that. So that's 12.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It was a crit, right?
Yeah, it was a
damn.
crit.
Oh,
I mean, you nat 20.
yes. That's,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
usually
that's
crit.
12.
Yeah, that will crit in this case.
Yeah.
Because I used the rule of if you do a nat 20 or a nat 1, they increase or decrease the success degree by 1, respectively. So that's that is your 5th. I'm thinking 3rd,
It's
but it
fifth.
could have. Yeah, 5th, probably.
Yes.
Yeah, four
My
last-
luck is bad. Put her on camera and her luck becomes godlike.
yeah, four nat 1 is last session.
Okay, so that's 12 more points of damage. That's not bad.
That's
That's
really
actually
nice.
pretty good. Now it looks a bit hurt.
Right.
That ice begins to fucking and hurt.
Can I have one action left. Can I
Yep.
try to, do I know what this thing is? Could I possibly have any idea?
Recall knowledge, maybe.
yeah, there is a recall.
That was what I was trying to do before,
what-
but don't know shit about the occult.
I will say you could have also have just given me any lore.
I mean, the only lore
'Cause
I
I-
have is cave.
True. Yeah. What
I
lore
have
do you-
underworld lore, but I don't know if that applies.
Yeah,
here.
that's
that
criminal
wouldn't-
networks.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
exactly. So it
wouldn't
doesn't
apply.
really take.
Occultism.
You
It
could do
could be a
occultism.
mob enforcer. You never know.
I'm gonna do a occultism then.
Yeah.
That's a natural 19 plus 7.
26.
26. What is this thing?
Funnily enough, that is a critical success.
Oh, damn. I just knows everything.
I
He just knows.
it would be.
The Doctor
I
is the most powerful fucking character in this game.
fucking apparently after the rope thing. After we don't talk about
This
the rope.
creature reminds you of the Hollowed. It looks like a Hollowed, but
Yeah.
not quite. The Hollowed are twisted and pained. They are constantly suffering from their condition, and most of them are almost no better than mangy beasts. This one, however, is standing bipedal with weapon and armor, and it spoke.
Yeah, this is a sentient thing.
It's a sentient thing, and it also isn't quite as twisted and grotesque as a full Hollowed,
Aside from the neck pincer.
besides the fact that it has a beak sticking out of its neck,
Yeah.
which is
That
gross.
tiny detail.
Yeah, the Hollowed are grotesque as hell. They're literal body horror. I'm sad I don't have any art to show.
John G. Eater would be proud.
Yeah, probably. Some fucking Bloodborne Eldritch horror. So
Amelia.
does it taste like a hollow? That's what you immediately clock. But one thing that you also notice is that although you don't know what that is, you've never heard of it before. There's no way you could have learned of it until now. It mentioned no one will tell the Ascended what to do.
Yeah.
The Ascended. That is worrisome on a lot of levels.
Yeah. But there's nothing in all of the
You have never.
of the lore of the archives. There's nothing I've ever seen that is quite like this.
The closest you've seen to this, or at least like read about this, is there were instances where people could have resisted the hollowing. So this could be someone who is becoming hollow, but they're a little too grotesque. They've like physically mutated more than they should if that would have been the case.
So they're like a weird halfway thing.
Yeah, exactly. They're literally a weird hybrid, and that is very concerning considering the nature of the hollowing that you know.
Yes. Okay. Whew.
But this is definitely a humanoid creature.
Right.
I
It
thought
would
like,
also have been a monstrosity, but monstrosity doesn't seem to exist. It's a... Yes. Aberration.
that's the word.
Can I yell out to the rest of the party? Just take it down, but try not to hurt it too badly.
Right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, Frey, it's on your turn with it on deck, and it will respond to you by going, I won't fall that easy.
Okay.
Right.
Great.
Yeah, Frey's just gonna run up and attack, I think.
Yeah.
It's gonna...
Are you gonna spell strike, or are you just gonna swing the sword? The spell striking cantrips is free, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna spell strike. In that
Go
case.
for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
It's the same to hit.
I'm gonna spell strike with
So it's one action to run up, and then one action to spell, or two actions to spell strike.
2 actions to spell strike.
Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. Actually, in that case, can I? Because he's up next, yeah.
Yeah, he's after you.
Can I run up and cast shield?
Yeah, that could work
Instead?
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
just swing normally.
Just swing normally, yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
That's really smart, actually.
That's not a bad idea.
Right, yeah. So I run up, cast shield, which is a
Single action.
Yes.
So with one hand, you sort of flick your tome open, and it creates a physical barrier around you. And then you.
I didn't need to roll for that one. Shield.
No,
Nope.
shield
Okay.
is instant.
Hell
It gives
no.
you a
Basically
plus
like raising a shield.
2 AC? Plus 1
Therefore,
AC.
Perfect.
The name.
Yeah, in that case, rolls to hits.
Yep. With your sword, which should be a plus 7?
7, I think. Yeah. Dice cam? No dice cam.
Dice cam, dice cam, dice cam.
Dice cam. Wait, is that the top? Yeah, everyone can see. Perfect. Everyone can see. I'm sure you all see
That's
exactly
a
what that is. That's a 4. So plus 7, that's an 11. It's gonna miss.
That will miss. Right. It's turn with Hannigan on deck. Hannigan, you stepped away. It did not have an op attack. And the two people in front of it are currently Ivor and Frey. It will then attack. It's going to dump one attack each, since this weapon has sweep. So first attack will be to Ivor, since you dealt damage to him.
Right.
Holy shit. Wow, okay.
Is that a good holy shit or a bad holy shit?
It's never a good holy shit.
It's never good.
It's never good.
It whiffs you entirely.
Oh, damn.
He rolled a 13 total.
But he actually
Ray,
hits
however.
Ray.
I'm
yeah.
too short.
Ray, however. Plus
so
one circumstance bonus.
Basically, I suppose he just whizzes right over my head.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
I
whizzes over your
Forward.
head, and he carries the momentum forward to drive it to you.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a +8 instead of that.
Did he crit?
He might have.
Thanks to the potion, God knows I need.
That's 26 to hit you.
Jesus
That's
fuck.
a hit. Yeah.
But it's not a crit.
Not a crit. Not a crit.
Can break your shield to reduce the damage
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
if you want.
But then you can't cast again for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but that's a crit, so...
It's not.
It's not a crit.
Oh, no, yeah, of course it wasn't.
Just be
Yeah.
temporary.
Allow me to roll damage.
Wait, I'm sorry. I take more damage with the shield up?
No,
No,
you can
reduce.
you can break the shield
Yeah.
in order to soak
reduce
the
hit.
damage.
Right,
Yeah.
right. No, yeah, I'm gonna do that
Okay.
because
5.
I know I'm gonna be taking a lot of more hits.
6. So that would have been 11 damage. What's the hardness of shield
5.
at our level? 5?
5.
So you get to reduce that by 5. So you take 6 damage.
Only 6 damage. Great. That's
Only 6 damage.
Almost half of my health.
Only 6 slash.
It's
not- Yeah, this thing's tough.
You.
It's an elite encounter for a reason.
Oh, that means loot. I want the act. I want the beak.
In case it's not clear, Pedro is actually Hannigan in real life.
It's not, let's loot the cave it's in. It's, let's rip this thing apart. Jesus Christ.
So
Its last action is going to be an attempt to demoralize. It should have technically have done this before, but no, whatever. It's going to attempt to demoralize Frey because he hit you.
Ooh.
So he's just going to glare at you. And it is... Well, we'll find out if it's terrifying or
Tough
not.
glare.
It might not be terrifying. What's your will DC? It's your will save plus 10.
Will 15.
15? Okay, you are frightened 1.
It is scary.
It is actually
is
really
is
fucking
scary.
scary.
however,
You
it
have-
goes away at the end of your turn.
It will go away at the end of your
Okay.
turn. Yeah. Right. Hannigan, your turn with Ivor on deck. Trying to keep things fast.
Yes.
Mhm.
So Hannigan is going to do his normal running. He's gonna. He has to use 2 actions to get around it, right? Because he's 15 feet away.
Yeah.
He has 20 feet of movement. So he has 2 actions to get around it,
Yeah.
so that he can
it would-
flank, which makes him flat-footed, which means big stab time. Dice
Who
count?
are you specifically
I'm flanking with Ivor because I think Ivor will survive longer.
flanking with? That is incredibly.
it's still a
I-
bite.
That is a
down.
natural one.
Ooh.
that is not
Oh.
okay. That's
Oh.
a shame. Thankfully, there's no penalty to that attack.
So he like runs up behind him. He's like, "Take this, you big beast!"
And it literally just dink. Like it just stops. There's no force. It's just dink.
Yeah,
There's something wrong with the stick. I'll get you next time.
Next time, you bastard. Bop.
Right.
Your turn.
Right. I assume here that he isn't very hurt.
He is wounded. He's not bloodied, but he's wounded.
Right.
And it is currently your turn with Cassius on deck.
Yeah. Well,
We've already gone an hour
pretty
in.
high.
Holy shit.
yeah, I think so. I mean, he's still not wounded, so wounded but not bloody. So yeah. So Ivor is going to rear back a bit, and sort of greenish energy start to emerge from his jaw
Okay.
as I cast the Magic Fang,
Ah.
and then basically just jump up, grab hold of him, and try to bite down on his side.
All right, go for it.
Ivor is the most metal character. I still
Eat the Eldritch Abomination before it eats you.
Exactly.
You say that,
Does
but
it
it's like
taste like a hollowed? We can actually answer that.
like biting into the enemy is kind of his thing at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I literally have a bite attack, so
Yeah.
He's
Why not?
Why not?
literally
Yeah.
his whole archetype.
Okay, that would be a 19.
19.
Yeah.
It hits because you are flanking.
Oh, let's go, baby.
Glorious.
Otherwise, you would have missed it by 1.
Okay. So that would be
Enemy assist,
64
Cyborg
dice
drop.
cam.
Dice cam.
Dice cam.
So because I used Magic Fang, that means I roll 2d4.
It is. I should
so
wait.
bad. I love it.
And
I
It's
don't see shit, but I love it.
so I rolled.
It's impossible. to
Yeah,
see.
Whatever.
No.
Can't see.
That would be
It's for the spirit of it.
6
though.
damage.
I like it. Though.
6 damage.
Yep.
Damn.
All right.
So he's wearing armor, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so basically, I try to find a spot by the hip, I suppose, where this chest armor ends, and basically just.
He
But
is
it-
wearing like hide, so it's not hard to find a spot.
Okay, it's fine. And then I try to tear open his clothing, just bite into his side and rip out a chunk.
Can he do a nature or lore check to see if this tastes like a hollow? I think it would actually answer a few questions.
Go for it. Why not?
Yeah. Okay, that would what sort of lore? Nature.
Go for nature. Why,
Yeah,
why
that
not?
would be a
This actually
12.
might give it 12. So an interesting tidbit. This kind of tastes like a hollowed because you've eaten hollowed.
Yeah. I mean, staple food for my
Yeah, if
circle.
yeah, they're basically wild animals at this point.
Hollowed.
It almost tastes like hollowed, but it's a bit gamier. It's kind of like the difference between it's kind of like boar versus pig. It's like it's far more. It's got way more of a pungent taste to it.
Right.
Whereas like the hollowed aren't quite as you would expect them to taste worse, but they don't actually taste that bad. But then again, that might just be rose tinted glasses, and you're used to that taste.
Yeah. So in either case, second breakfast.
Yeah, this is
Second
like free
breakfast.
range hallowed.
Yeah. Free range hollowed.
Right.
Good.
Is that your whole turn?
Yep.
All right, Cassius with Ida on deck.
I said, drop your weapon.
Oh! I think that might. Hold on. What's your DC?
17.
Oh, it's not a critical. Is it a critical fail?
Is it 7? If it's 7, it's a.
It is not a 7, but it's pretty low. He fails.
Nice.
So he will, on his turn, drop his weapon, I believe?
Yes.
Spend an action.
He will
Nobody.
spend an action to drop his weapon.
Yeah. He growls.
But
back.
I can see that works. So I'm just going to like.
Fun.
You look really like
Yeah.
broccoli at Frey and at front.
Yeah.
It's like you're doing good.
I'm going to spend my last action to just.
Glow.
Yes. That's
We need to get you Bon Mot. We need to get you
yes.
Bon Mot as a feat.
Yeah.
I don't. All right, that's the.
It's the
yeah.
fuck you and you lower their will save.
Oh yeah.
This is very Cassius.
You could try to
Sure.
demoralize until then.
Fuck demoralized. Do you think? Am I intimidating?
I mean, it's shit talking.
You did just use a preschool teacher. Drop your weapon.
Yeah, it's like
Take that out of your mouth. I said.
it's like drop your weapon. No, drop your weapon.
Distract instead, which I believe uses deception if you have it.
Yep.
Otherwise,
No, I'm just going to be like, kick his weapon away once he drops it. And that's just going to be my turn.
all right.
Mace,
Ada,
literally just
your go.
shouting
Frey
at
on
this
deck. Your go, Ida. Frey on
Right.
deck.
I am honestly a bit unsure what to do because I don't want to throw all my stuff, right? And also, we have 2 people in melee, and I throw bombs. It's just it's not great.
Do you have a crossbow or something?
No.
Who needs ranged options?
Yeah, who needs a ranged option when I have
When you
ranged
throw
options?
Bombs
Duh.
are just ranged melee anyway. Whatever.
So yeah, I'm just sort of like, can I
Throw swords.
just fucking
have
lob my
characters do that.
scalpels?
I
Yeah, you
allowed
can
someone
go
to
stab
throw
him.
great swords.
I can stab them, but I don't want to go up in melee because I will be squished.
Pick up the sword and run with it.
Oh
my God, I'm gonna-
and drop it.
No, fuck.
It's his
Yeah.
turn. Okay, yeah.
It would
Can
be
I
so
can I
funny.
postpone my action and wait with the condition that he drops it?
Yeah, you can walk up and then delay your action to when he drops it, pick it up.
Yeah,
Because then he has
ready,
to wrestle it
But
out
then
of
you
your
can't run away.
Yeah,
Then I can't
because
run
you
away.
can only ready a singular action.
hand. Yes.
Right. Okay.
But then
I-
he won't have his weapon. What is he gonna do?
No.
Slap us?
He will have to do more.
He can
Okay,
slap me.
I
and-
have a plan for this. It's okay.
Okay. In that
Okay.
case.
have a plan.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I can sense motive.
Is he hostile?
I like this charges
Yes.
past you in
I mean,
anger. I think
it would serve a purpose in trying to figure out exactly what it its intent would be, but I'm not sure you want to know that.
Kill.
Okay. Can I aid someone in battle? Is that a
Yes,
thing?
you can. So aiding in combat. Basically, if you want to aid someone's next attack roll, you can roll now, and it will give them a up. I think right now it's only a +1,
Yes.
but a +1 bonus in combat. I am running with normal aid rules in combat. Out of combat, I do different rules. In combat, though, I still stick with the aid. So you take the aid action now to then use a reaction during someone else's turn to give them a +1, depending on what you roll.
Right. Okay.
I believe the only criteria is that you have to hit their AC if it's an attack roll.
All right.
And considering your fucking dice, you might give them a +2 instead of a +1 if you crit.
I'll try. I'm just.
Because then you could help Frey.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
Frey
just,
has a -1 right now, so it might be good to like.
Yeah. I'm gonna try helping you. I'm just wondering what would be the best way to go about it.
I have a plan.
I can't wait to see your insights.
That definitely got its.
Well, I've already tasted
That's a
it,
natural 19.
Oh.
Um,
What is up with you?
I don't know.
Man, this
That-
dice.
What does
is
that bring you
OP.
up to?
Depends on
At
what
full
do I get.
at full attack bonus.
It's your attack
Full at-
bonus.
Oh, it's my attack bonus.
Ooh.
Because,
That's cool.
You use the skill.
My attack bonus is that like +5 because I lob bombs and
It-
that's my dex.
Yeah. Nope.
So that's it.
Shouldn't it be higher?
It should be higher.
It should be 7.
Yeah, but I'm not throwing spells. I'm lobbing bombs, and my dex is not ideal.
Oh,
Oh, right. right.
yeah.
So that's 24.
24. It will hit, is not a crit.
Yeah.
You say like, oh, I only have a +5, I have +4.
So you will have you will grant Frey a +1, so you
Perfect.
will attack at +7 instead of +6, because you were frightened 1.
Mhm,
Frightened tanks all of your things by 1.
Yep.
We're learning as we go.
Yay.
It is now your turn, Ace.
Okay, so we know this guy is big, but how big is he? Like, because Frey is pretty large. like
This
compared to
guy's around. He's pushing almost 9 feet, so almost 3 meters tall. He's quite large. He's pushing the boundaries of a medium creature.
Okay, okay.
But it's more the fact that he's less tall and he's just really wide.
Okay, so
University of-
Frey remembers this garbage weapon that has let him down so many times. It's clearly not up to scruff, and he's gonna get killed using it, right?
Yeah.
So he's just gonna throw it away, get rid of the weapon completely. The broadsword, it wasn't up to scruff. It's failed him so many times at this point, and he's going to grab the monster. And I was gonna ask, how many turns? What would I have to do to like protect him backwards?
What would you have to do? Okay.
Would that be possible in
So
this size?
He is medium-sized.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
medium-sized.
yeah,
You
he
can
can
do
grapple.
this.
Yeah.
I would say, and you have 18 strength.
Yeah.
He is within bulk limits.
Mhm.
I would say, give me a grapple check, which is athletics,
Yeah. So 13 plus 7.
and I'll give you a +1 from that.
Yeah. So 21.
So 21. I believe that just grabs him.
And then we have to throw him as well.
Yeah, and then I would like another athletics check. This time, this won't get the
Not
penalty.
strength. This is throwing him like that is agility or.
Athletics is strength.
Okay. Oh well.
Yeah,
lucky.
athletics is the skill for strength.
Can I use your dice, Emily?
Oh, yeah.
Dice cam.
Dice
Dice cam.
Nobody sees anything in dice cam, but yeah, let's go. Fuck it. Dice cam. Whatever.
Can't see shit, but it's funny.
So 14 plus 7, so 21. As
Holy
well.
shit. Okay.
Can I just very quickly say that the picture on screen right now is so like nice looking, right?
It is
Yeah.
very
Oh, yeah.
good.
Aesthetically pleasing.
Uh-huh. I want
Very good.
someone.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Pathfinder.
Let's have that a little bit
Dice.
more.
Yeah.
I can
Well,
use that as like a background.
Yeah, it's good.
Right, so the chain of events that happened. Frey looks at his sword and goes, "Man, fuck this shit." Throws it out. Goes, "Aight, let's go." And just grabs this thing by the waist. It's surprised. And you, like, your avian arms, like, bulge as you just fucking lift this thing over your head. I'm gonna treat this as basically you having had grappled him and then knocked him prone.
Yep.
And this will deal, just because it's really fucking cool, and you nailed it twice in a row on the same fucking number. I will roll. You deal a solid 6 fucking damage as its skull collides into the ground.
And it drops his weapon this turn as well.
Yeah, and it will drop its weapon on its turn too.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Ivor's respect for you has risen.
It is now
steps.
bleeding,
It's now bleeding.
which means it's half health.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah.
Hannigan lets out a.
It is
My
currently
wife used to do that to me. Jesus.
prone. It is currently knocked prone, and I will say that did cancel your grapple because you're not holding him.
Yeah.
But you fucking went boom, and he is now currently on the ground. He's literally like, "What the fuck?" Automod just stopped someone from using the word bitch because it was misogynistic in chat.
Nice.
Automod is based.
Automod is
I like how we
based-
can say it, but
Yeah, but he can't say it. Anyway, so I'll say that took all 3 of your actions to drop
Fair.
the sword,
Fair.
grab, and suplex. You did a decent amount of damage. On its turn, it's 1 prone. 2, it has to immediately drop its weapon. So it kind of like it's like,
It's going to spend an action to drop it.
yeah, exactly. It
Yeah.
spends an entire action to drop its weapon. It will then use 1 action. I'm kind of hold on. Okay, I know what it's gonna do. He will spend 1 action to then stand back up. I don't think anyone has up attacks, but you
No.
could have if you taken them if you had it. He stands up. And I will say that because of your maneuver, you have moved him from the position he was to behind you. Well, you're now. I'll say that you managed to like turn around and face it.
Yeah.
But this means that the dynamic is now that Hannigan is here, you are here, Ivor is here, the creature is now here, because you like have to move it from that
Right,
space.
but he's behind the
So-
entire group.
space.
Am I still in melee range or?
You would have to move a little bit.
Okay.
It will then lean in really quickly towards you because you're the only person in melee.
Yeah.
And it's going to take the beak that's here and try and stab you with it. Oh my
Neck
god.
stab.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Basically a shoulder bash with added bite.
What is your AC?
18, because I don't have the shield up.
No.
No. It rolls exactly 28.
El muerto. Él es muerto.
Frey gets so beat up, honestly.
Adios, Frey. It was nice to meet
Is
you.
he even gonna have a chance to drink the health potion? I don't think so.
Okay, thankfully it's not too high damage. It's too
Only 47.
Not too bad, guys.
for it. You take 8 piercing damage, and it is healed for 4.
Are you
Oh,
down?
jeez.
Nope, I have 2 health.
Thanks to the shield.
Thanks to the shield, yeah.
Yeah.
You would have been down if you didn't have the shield.
Told you, I'm
You
gonna
only
get
have
hit
like
a lot.
16 health. My god. Okay.
Melee carries.
Oh my goodness.
Early game melee is really rough.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the bulk of the weapon?
I believe it is simply large, but it's not like it's
No.
one.
No, the bulk.
The bulk. How much does it weigh?
Oh, 1, I think. Because usually weapons just say L. Like, I'm not sure exactly.
So
I know that you can mage hand it.
Probably not right now.
Well, not now, but like you could mage hand.
Hannigan.
Awesome. Yeah. It is your turn.
It is a simple. Is okay. Is it a simple or martial weapon?
It's a simple weapon. It's a hatchet.
Simple weapon. Hannigan is gonna pick up the weapon
Yep.
for one action, walk over with another action, then he's gonna hack him in the side of it.
Go for it, dude.
I have proficiency with simple weapons.
It is an agile weapon.
Ooh.
Oh my god, it is. 19.
Total?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm standing so that I'm flat-footed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it will hit.
What is the dice size on that baby?
A D6.
Okay, perfect. 2d6.
Yep. You get your funny sneak attack.
So 10 damage.
Me. Okay.
Sorry, you dropped this. Yanked it
You
up.
just. Oh yeah. You keep it too.
I love the superhero like lines that you have.
That is really like it is not doing very well. You left like a nice gaping wound in its.
It's still
side.
terrified after being just thrown.
All right, Ivor, it's your turn with
Right, so I still need
Cassius
to-
on deck.
I need to move to get me, right?
Yeah, just a little.
Right, so before I do any description, I will just do the rolling.
Okay.
So roll, strike, strike.
All right.
So dice cam? Because we have the cam.
Are you sharing his space or? Oh, whatever.
I think you can share my space because
No, go for it.
No.
I'm using yours.
We are not sponsored by Singo.
Okay, so that's a
Yeah, turn it away from the camera. That's like good.
26.
No. 26 to hit. That will hit.
Yep. And then to hit of one.
Yep. Don't
It's
forget
a-
minus
Yeah. So that would be 18.
to hit.
no, one more. It's an agile weapon.
Oh, right, yeah, true.
19.
So 19 to hit.
You can't flank, so that will miss.
Can't I?
No, because those two are flanking.
Yep. I'm flanking.
Oh.
Yeah, because you were not in a position to be able to flank anymore, so he had to flank with Frey.
Gotcha.
And because he's doing that, he's taking the spot, so you can't.
Right. So just one hit.
One hit.
So many complicated hand gestures that mean absolutely fucking nothing.
So, one hit. Gotcha.
One hit.
Yeah.
2d4. We're staying on that.
4.
I knew it was gonna happen.
Stay on it.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no, we're going back.
Woo! Hey, that's better.
Everybody can see what it was.
That would be 9 damage as Ivor just leaps on him and goes for the throat.
He just keeps eating this poor guy. This poor dude.
All right.
Just
You know
don't eat
what?
the brain, all right?
Simply because I can't be bothered to deal with
Why not?
this bullshit.
Because I'm gonna dissect that shit.
If there's, you know.
What's are you trying to like go
Wait.
above the where are you biting?
I think opposite side of the beak, I think.
The shorter side?
Yeah.
Okay. You leap up, you try to get one bite. I'll thematically say that the first one missed. And it didn't quite like you were gnawing into it.
Or probably just went for the beak side first, but realized that it's a beak there. You can't
Yeah,
really
it's
get
like
good
that's a
bite.
little
That's
difficult.
gonna
to-
eat you back.
And then you bite in and you tear out a chunk from the shorter side of this individual's neck, but you rip into one of the arteries and it just literally showers you in blood. You are immediately caked with blood. It's a bit more thick and viscous than like typical blood.
Right.
You have been covered in blood before.
Absolutely.
You are an eco-terrorist after all. And this creature will stumble once, twice with you still on him, and then fall backwards. Which may or may not almost fall on you. Hank.
Yeah, can I make a reflex save?
Yeah, go for it.
That is a 14. No, it is a 16 because I am
16.
very good at reflex.
16? Yeah, that'll succeed. You managed to like, oh shit,
Tuck and roll.
tuck and roll out of the way, and it goes onto the ground, and it twitches, tries to gargle to say something, but it can't because it's literally bleeding out from the neck, and it quickly succumbs to choking on its own blood.
Oh, well,
And
actually,
Hmm?
just as soon as it goes down on the ground,
Yeah.
I just finish the kill by basically putting my fingers in and just try to basically tear the head off. Probably fail, but still.
I mean, it's still
But yeah.
that hurts at the very least, and
Yeah, and just
there
make
is
sure that
more
the-
blood.
Ensure that it dies quickly.
Yeah, it dies very quickly. It succumbs within seconds because it bleeds out very quickly, leaving a nice pool of blood at the mouth of this cave, basically the mouth of this cave, and it is now dead.
So Ivor just sits up again.
You are out of combat, by the way.
Yeah. So basically, just sits on his knees on the chest of this creature.
This white
Takes a few breaths and had a hard time handling that again, did you? He just looks at Frey again.
Frey just looks up. I got rid of the dead weight.
Actually,
looks at the
Hannigan
sword on the ground.
is gonna come up to you with the big axe and it's like, here you go, buddy.
It's gonna take the axe instead. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Why not? Give this a try for a while.
It is a 1d6 agile sweep axe. It's a hatchet.
Right.
It's
So
the agile and sweep trait.
yeah. So Ivor once again goes to his small pouch of green shit. He makes a little bowl, spits in his hand, conjures up, and produces a berry again that he tosses at Frey for him to catch.
He catches it right in front of his mouth and just looks at it. Yes. And then eats it again.
It's supposed to taste good.
And it does
Is it?
spare him from having to dip into potion.
That is
It's
that
true.
is true.
Yeah.
Alright.
So you gain a good berry, which is 1d6 plus 4.
What did you say?
That's so
1d6
ridiculously
plus 4
powerful.
health.
It's a focus spell.
Yeah,
So it's once per like 10 minutes. Well, ish.
3.
10 minutes.
If I let
So
you
7.
constantly refocus, which feels a bit...
Yeah, I guess.
You don't have enough time to rest in here for 10 minutes
Yeah.
uninterrupted. You would need to
What-
be in a rest
I
spell.
could technically cast 2 because I have 2 focus points.
But yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The strength with your shit is that you just have it all the time. It's there, and they
Yeah.
can take it whenever they need it.
Yeah, as long as I have enough.
Frey's gonna limp up to Ada again.
All right.
Looking a bit better than before.
Yeah.
But
So
Not by much.
you've killed this thing. What's the course of action the fact
Alright.
that you want to do?
I'm going to
take it.
really quickly put away everything else that I'm holding in my hands
Yeah.
and pull up like scalpels and like a bone saw and just sort of go, okay,
I'm only bleeding out here.
drag him over.
Dead.
You're not dying. You're just
Bruised.
you know what you have. Just use it.
Oh no,
can
I
make
don't have
more.
2 health anymore.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true,
You
yeah,
got
no,
healed.
yeah.
you want to
I'm only
play
losing
with the corpse?
No, I need to figure out what this is.
Ivor just jumped off the body and just grabs hold of his legs and drags it over to you.
All right. You're my assistant
A lot
now.
more helpful than I thought.
Hold this. And I just sort of like hand you first like the scalpel as I pull out the bone saw and just start sawing up the rib cage.
A little note here: you're not allowed to touch that. That's metal.
Just look at it very suspiciously and then just finds his hand again, drags him over and pushes it in front.
I think this. Hannigan takes the scalpel and is like, this is real silver. Oh, nice.
Sorry, a little note: not allowed to touch metal. Like,
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I technically can touch metal, but you know, it's like
it's an anathema.
I imagine
Yeah,
it's got
I
wooden
mean-
handles.
technically
no, scalpel. Scalpel's
Oh,
usually
it was
fully
a
metal.
scalpel, not
Yeah,
the
the scalpel.
sword.
No,
Not
I'm
taking
having the bone
bones.
saw because
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you see, I
Because
have
like
I have
holding
a
it
feat.
is uncomfortable for you.
Yeah, I mean,
I
Would
have a
want
it's
feat.
to
not
hold the scalpel?
anathema, but it's ideologically wrong.
Yeah, I mean, would he want to hold the scalpel?
Yeah.
But yes, Tris,
Yeah.
I have a feat called forensic acumen,
Yeah.
and I want to saw this baby open and
Can
take
you,
a look.
Can you give me
Please
this?
make a clip of that out of context.
I want to saw this thing open.
This.
Saw this baby open.
This baby. People should never quote me out of context.
We don't do war crimes. What
Only on
exactly
Sunday.
does forensic acumen entail?
Remember that, kids. Only war crimes on Sundays.
What exactly does forensic acumen entail? So I know what information to give.
Let's see. Makes me better at examining a body to determine the cause of death or injury.
That part you already know.
Yes, I know that, but I also want to see: is this fully dead? Is this thing is it like deceased?
Okay.
Essentially, has it been alive once, and then has it been like?
Okay, I see. So you're looking for traces of animation.
Yeah, I'm essentially like, is it?
part undead.
Or rather, if presuming that this was a hollowed, then a hollowed would have been human first, or humanoid, and then it would have altered into this twisted shape. Can I see any similar trace?
There is a
of that?
very specific thing you can check for that will require you to open its ribcage.
Yes, I want to
heart.
try to find the crystal.
Yeah,
inside.
you can go for that. I'd say you don't necessarily have to do it. You could just use your assurance for this.
Yes.
Because a critical wouldn't give you anything more than a success would. So we'll say that this will just take time.
Yeah, I'm throwing the bone saw down on the ground and then holding up my hand towards Hannigan, just scalpel.
Scalpel. He picks up the bone saw and also. Oh, this one isn't as nice. No, I don't like this.
I don't think you get shanked by a bot if you send a clip. No. I'm not exactly sure how Twitch works. I was responding to this.
Nobody is.
Nobody does.
But yeah, I'm gonna start cutting, trying to find the the crystal.
So you're trying to find the crystal. Is there anything else anyone else wants to do meanwhile? Because this will take probably about 10 minutes.
I'm gonna have a look at the axe. But do you want to go first?
The first minute, I'm just going to look at them they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
After 3 minutes, I'm just standing there tapping my foot on the ground, just going what are you doing?
Are you sure? Are you squeamish as a person? Because I just saw open a rib cage and is currently rooting around in the guts.
It's not that he isn't squeamish, but he's so caught up with himself that he can't quite. He doesn't quite care that what's happening around him.
I'm a bit squeamish.
So I'm imagining you it's fine first, it's fine, and then I just sort of I grab the lungs and sort of just place them to the side, and then maybe
play with some
maybe you start going a little
I'm not. I'm a bit squeamish, but I can focus on other things, like the fact, why the fuck are you doing this right here?
Because we need to figure out what this is.
There is the rest of the cavern as well, because you guys are at the mouth. You haven't really fully explored the rest of this room.
Yeah, I mean, probably Ivor, as soon as he dropped off his course and shoved Hannigan into this position, will probably just nod. Just okay. Ada is playing with the corpse. He can go and just scout the cave in the meantime.
Okay.
Still bloodied. Doesn't bother to, take it off.
I would follow and help explore, but do I want to be alone with a smelling dwarf just covered in blood?
Mr. Nvidia.
Immediate racism. Let's go. And classism too. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Double.
Let's go.
Double wombo.
Mr.
I
Nvidia.
just realized his comment after having bit out the throat, being covered in blood. That's the first word he's spoken the entire day.
True.
I'm gonna not instead of looking at my weapon right away. I'm gonna kind of grab the skull out of Hannigan's bag. I assume it's just lying on the ground since he put it down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the end since Ivor went over to the cave. What we haven't explored.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring the skull to the back of the cave where we came from. Hold it up and say, "Do you see anything?"
Where we came?
Yeah, where we came from, where we camped out for the night.
Okay.
Just to kind of see if anything's coming after us or following us, if we have time to.
Oh, from behind.
Yeah.
Okay. He goes, whoa, and he will cast his spell. You notice that the crystals glow in the same pattern they did before when Cassius slapped them or punched it, and a pair of flames appear in the empty sockets of the skull, and it looks. No, I don't see anything that seems to have come after us. I think that the really small hole that leads into that resting area is probably keeping a lot of things from just coming this way.
Yeah, then I'm just
Actually,
gonna
turn him around. See what he says on the other side.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Hannigan is gonna say point him at the corpse. Is the corpse evil? Was the corpse evil? Is it?
That's not
still...
how my thing works. I can only see life forms. But I can only do this once a day almost, so use it wisely, maybe?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask, scream to Ida, and Ida, how long is that gonna take?
Just a few minutes, all
You
right?
have 5. And then move
It's
to the
been
other
about
side
5.
of the...
I'm going to just sort of point at it, imagine that you're a farmer.
Did you want to put point
fine.
Del at the end of towards
Yeah,
the next.
might as well.
Yeah, he doesn't see anything.
Okay. Yeah.
Either. There's no life form.
What were you gonna say?
No, it's. I was just going to say, like, imagine that you're a farmer. You spend your entire life around sheep, around, I presume, pigs.
Society.
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 And then all of a sudden, one day, one of the pigs look you straight in the eye and start talking.
God is dead.
Would you?
The last episode of Game of Thrones was overrated. It's like
Famous pig quotes.
Famous pig quote.
But yes, would you? Would you pay attention to that, or would you just go on about your day? What we have here is something that I've never seen before. It could potentially be a hybrid between a hallowed or a normal sentient being. It spoke.
Yeah, like Hallowed normally don't talk or hold things, except dead rats.
I want to interject real quick. The pig looks you in the eyes and says, "Hands up."
you're surrounded.
I was holding that back for a while. I had to say it.
Oh, pig.
Once I'm done looking at the grotesque sawing of the corpse, I'm going to grab my dagger and I'm going to start cleaning my nails.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Navidia, I know that it's a tremendous sacrifice on your part having to stand up instead of sitting on your ass. However, would you mind exploring the cave or do something valuable with your time?
Cleaning myself up after a gruesome battle is part of the battle.
And you hear,
You stayed 200 feet away from him at all times.
I was about to say.
You hear from the distance. You hear Ivor is doing a amused snort. But
I don't remember
Can I
you doing
toss
anything
a
but
kidney
talking.
over my shoulder towards him?
You see, if one experiences too much battle, it strains your mind, and
A
you need to
kidney is
relax.
flying towards you right now.
Can I dodge?
what did you throw?
A kidney.
You don't really.
19 plus
You're
I dodge.
Yeah.
You dodge
you like
quickly and just
step
keeps
it, like it wasn't really
Yes,
an
I just-
aimed. It was just
Yeah.
so like
Fun thing though, most people have two, so I throw the other one.
See if it does it have splash damage.
Does it have two?
This thing isn't
kidneys?
people. Yeah.
Maybe it has three. Roll it.
Does it have to roll for kidneys?
it has a lot more.
Kidneys.
We have our first bot in chat. Hi bot.
We have a bot.
5 viewers,
really?
followers, and primes on your
Yeah.
Hello,
Hi
bot.
bot. First bot. Anyway, we're important enough to have bots. That's great. So the unfortunately we don't have a direct mod, but I can probably deal with it somehow.
It's delayed.
I don't know how to deal with that. I'll figure it out later. So the it has more organs than it should in some cases and less than others, and it has weird mutations on some of them. Like there's another beak in this body, and you also find a fully grown like human hand attached to a organ. It is not like limp, but there is a hand inside, and it's gross. Hollowed are kind of like this though, so like this isn't news to you, but like seeing a full ass hand growing out of some dude's spleen is a bit of a graphic.
At this point, I feel like
It has at
Hannigan
least two beaks.
Hannigan has gotten bored,
Yeah.
so he's just walking away with the bone saw, picking up his dagger. Is like, "You did me wrong today, Miss Doctor, sir. Here's your funny bone saw. I'm gonna help that guy look at things."
Yeah. Do you guys want to give me perception checks around, or do you want to scout ahead without checking this?
I'm gonna scout ahead.
Okay, you're scouting ahead?
Do just check out the cavern.
You're going to check out this cavern, and you're...
I am fixing my nails.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Roll to fix your nails.
And you wanted to check out the hatchet.
Check the hatchet. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 14.
Obviously, I'm
10.
doing the most important
10.
work.
Okay.
No.
What did you roll? Was it perception?
Perception, yeah.
Yeah. 10.
You did ask me to just look around, so perception would be.
Yeah. I was just double checking. So you don't really find too much. There's a lot of bodies just kind of in here. Not all of them are entirely like human. You assume that some of these are also hollowed corpses, but just due to the way the bones are all fucked up, you can clearly tell the difference between humanoid corpse and hollowed corpse.
Any funny smells?
This place smells like rotting. There's a very sweet and sickly like ichor stuck heavy in the air. It kind of almost cakes the back of your throat. It's not too overwhelming for you. Like you can power through it. It's just unpleasant.
Do you notice any unusual corpse lying around? Like any?
No,
nothing out of the ordinary.
The only thing that stands up out of the ordinary for you is the fact that in the center, near where he was standing, where he was trying to cut something, there seems to be some kind of half-built structure made out of bones and flesh.
Oh, lovely. Does it contain 200 gold?
No. And you rolled a 14 to scout ahead. You
Stealth.
Yeah, stealth. While they are doing their thing, you scout ahead and check. You don't hear or see anything as you go, and you sneak forward for a good bit and you listen, kind of look. This cave does continue on for some time, so you're not exactly sure how far you want to go before they catch up. But by the time they start catching up, and I'll catch you guys up to this as well, you do manage to go into the next chamber, and it is empty bar for one thing that stands out. The center part of this much larger cavern, it opens up into like an actual full-blown cavern with two exits ahead. You can see sort of like the shaded mounds of exits further forward. In the center, there's a specific section of it where there is bricks carved into the floor, and there's some form of monolith in the middle.
Is there anything on the monolith?
With your lack of lights, no, you can't see anything. You can just see the silhouette of a monolith.
Just out of it, did we know what he was like chopping at?
Yeah, he was
Bodies.
chopping on a corpse.
Just a corpse.
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks like he was trying to make something out of flesh.
Meatloaf?
He was trying to make
Some
a
kind of
meatloaf
effigy.
building.
Mhm.
No, he was trying to make some kind of structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he didn't
Out
have
of a
enough.
corpse.
Yeah.
Multiple ones, specifically.
Oh, there were multiple corpses in.
Oh yeah, there were
yeah,
many
there's, like,
corpses.
okay.
My bad. So
Yeah.
this cave is filled with like a good chunk of corpses.
Yeah.
There are a lot of
in various state of
humanoid
decay.
and hollowed corpses here.
Yeah.
They seem to have been using their flesh and bones
Yeah,
to
so
build a structure.
Imagine Frankenstein, but instead of Frankenstein, it's a fucking
Frankenhouse.
sofa table.
Kind of, yeah.
Because I thought he was trying to
It's not
build a
just the
thing out of a
Texas
single.
Chainsaw Massacre.
I'm gonna make a gingerbread house out of this one man's corpse.
He's an arts and
So,
crafts teacher.
I am like hyper focused right now, so I conclude that pretty quickly at least.
Oh yeah.
Do I find it?
You do in fact find a soul gem. There is a soul shard, just like any hollowed, that is pulsating with a red cloudy substance within. A sort of bluish, almost transparent gem, except for the parts that are shifting and like red and stormy. This is incredibly, this is identical to literally every hollowed you have ever dissected.
Keep it. Those things are good.
So
They do sell really well.
Yeah.
so using my gloved hand, because like I do have gloves, like real.
I'm a professional. I do have.
I do have gloves.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm just a TF2 medic running around.
Basically, yeah. And I love it. Been
Anyway,
the MVP like one too.
and yes, I will just sort of. I'm going to take my hand and reach into, and I'm going to tear it out.
So
And
you
standing up, I'll conclude.
you reach out, and so when a hollowed, when you kill a hollowed, they and dissect them. They almost every single one you've ever encountered has the same thing, which is part of your conclusion of exactly what hollowed are, or how are they made, or how do they become what they are. And there is a gem that has been concluded to be a soul gem because it houses their soul.
Yes.
And within it, it is dark and stormy because it is corrupted. All hollowed have a corrupted gem that has formed as kind of like a secondary heart. So tearing it free, you have to like actually rip it free of like veins and stuff that are like latched to the stone and sort of fade into the stone. So you pull it out and it's this rock. It almost looks like an actual cut gem. It's very smooth, but it has like veins attached to it still. It looks very weird to have like that weird like solid object to flesh transition. And it is roughly about yay sized. Like it's a
the
decent
size of a
stone.
fist, essentially.
Yeah, it's about a fist-sized stone, which is a pretty, like, this would fetch a pretty decent price on the market.
I'm going to like, I'm specifically waiting with tearing it out. Like, I find it pretty quickly, but I'm going to wait with tearing it out until Hannigan is out of sight.
Just got raided by 13 people.
Ooh. Hello, Raiders. We are having fun.
Hey.
Welcome, God help you.
The gods are dead in this campaign.
Very dead. Holy
Very
shit.
dead.
They're dead.
So am I gonna be.
Possibly.
So, that's what you find. Frey, you check out the weapon. You don't really need to roll a check. This is very crudely made. It's made out of some kind of like almost wrought iron rather than like steel or sharpened blade. It's sort of twist. It looks like someone kind of repeatedly bashed a sort of a metal disc against something that was harder than it in order to shape it into what it is, rather than it being melted or smelted or anything like that. And then they probably ground it with an actual rock to sharpen it. But it was crafted, and it's been attached to this haft with sinew. You're not entirely sure if the haft is... It's bone. It's a bone haft. You are holding the leg bone of a creature. You're not exactly sure what creature, but it is a leg bone. And it's kind of like cut into and attached.
It's like a tinker construct.
Yes, construct axe. Iron axe head.
Was it a normal axe or was it a battle axe?
It is a hatchet.
Hatchet.
This guy's just Minecraft Steve from Eldritch Nightmare.
This is what happens when you Minecraft for too long.
Minecraft YouTubers be like.
Be like, no one tells me what to do.
So, I assume that you guys will
Yes.
eventually reconvene.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you get what you needed. Do you pocket? I assume you just pocket the gem.
Yeah,
'cause
I,
there's
po-
no
I
side
pocket the
effects.
gem, and I'm going to like sort of pull my gloves off, put the other one in the other glove, and then pull it over. So
Yeah.
that's sort of covered. I put it in my pocket, and then pick up my journal and start writing down notes.
Okay. So you begin to note the strange creature that you fought. That mentions something about the Ascended, which immediately that's red flag. That's a million red flags immediately.
Yes.
A hollowed creature that speaks and mentions some kind of group is not. That's no bueno.
No.
And so you all eventually continue. You meet up with. They finally get a move on. Cassius.
Finally.
And you meet with Hannigan. Hannigan, what have you been doing? Because it took about like 5-10 minutes for them to get and meet up with you.
So Hannigan knows. He has been a robber for his whole life. He knows that if there's a huge room with something in the middle, something in the middle is important.
Yes.
And he like takes stock of the area above him, the area around him. He hears no one.
No
He
one?
thinks. So he's like, "Oh yeah, baby, it's payday!" And he like slumps down the entrance, and still sneaking.
Yep.
Hurriedly sneaks towards the large monolith, and starts like touching it. He's like, "What is?"
I need you to do me a will save the moment your hand touches the stab.
No.
Die camp.
That is a 26.
20? That's
26.
the wrong.
No, that's the right
phone.
But it's too far.
Oh,
Okay, so 26 on the save. Okay, Hannigan, you put your hand on the stone, and you can't quite see the stone very well because it is dark in this room. You do not, unless you created a light source,
Nope.
you cannot fully see what this is. You put your hand on the stone, and there's a very sharp pain in your mind for a brief moment that shoots from your hand of connection all the way through your arm into your head, and then straight into your mind itself. And for a brief moment, you saw blue skies growing darker with a sort of a very, very bright spot in the sky that's very hard to look at. It hurts your eyes as a dark shape sort of begins to eclipse it before you wrench your arm back with a shock because ow, it was like a really bad static shock.
Do I
for
take
you.
any damage?
No, because you succeeded.
Okay.
You just got a brief image of what you would have seen, but you're not sure you wanted to stay for that because that hurt.
That's what I call a jackpot, baby. All right. And he walks back up. He's gonna try to pitten the wall of where he came from.
Okay.
To make a line of rope, like we did over the chasm,
Yeah.
onto the monolith.
Okay.
Because it's when he touched it, right, with his hand.
You had to touch it. Yes.
Yeah. So he's going to make sure to hammer in a pitten as far up as he can.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna try to jump up onto the monolith and see what is on it. He's doing this while the others are approaching, so they might catch him mid Mission Impossibling.
Yeah,
but
because you guys begin to hear the tink, tink, tink.
What is he up to?
baby, we got money.
Okay.
Money.
So the monolith is a sort of an obelisk-like structure where it's 4 smooth sides and a pointed tip. So there isn't really anything on it.
Can he see that?
I mean, it is dark. It's really hard to see, but your eyes acclimate to shapes.
Yeah.
So you can see that it is straight and then pointed.
Ting. So maybe it's inside. And then it looks like to the corners of the room.
Holy shit.
There are things on the monolith, and you can tell that there are shapes that ring the bottom of it, and that there are shapes that go up it every now and then, but you can't quite make it out because you can't fucking see.
He mostly can't read either. So when they are approaching, he goes, "All right, if I were a treasure or a dead body of a grave, where would I be?" And then he starts looking around the room as much as possible.
Okay. So you can give me a perception check, and that's when you guys enter the scene. You come through the mouth of the cave, and you bring light with you, yeah?
Yep.
So your light illuminates parts of the room, and you can start to see, as you go deeper into the room, the inlaid brick that seems to be chiseled to be shaped like brick out of the floor of this cavern. So it was flattened and then chiseled to look like brick, almost. Mostly for an aesthetic purpose, you assume. And then in the center, there is a monolith with a sort of metallic base ring around it, inlaid with various sort of gems of blue transparent nature without dark cloudiness in it. They're just clear entirely.
Soul gems.
Are these soul gems?
Yes. One of them has a crack through it on the opposite side. The monolith itself has a few gems in it as well, but there's one gem in it that is dark and cloudy. In the sort of there's 2 smaller ones and then 1/3 a larger one in the center on all sides, but there's only one face that has it dark and storming. And around the monolith, or around the inset gems, is script carved into the stone in sort of flowing patterns.
I got a 22 on my perception check.
Yeah.
Of trying. Well, yeah, he's looking around the room to see what happens, and I guess he sees these soul gems and goes, "You almost had me. You little bastards, you almost had me.
Just the implications of what might have just happened begin to hit you.
Yeah. you know, you guys, I'm gonna call you Adelaide, I'm gonna call you Money Day, I'm gonna call you Bob. And then he motions the rest of them over.
Oh heavens, he's lost it.
This
You
thing
never
looks
had it
like
to
bad
begin with.
news, by the way. For anyone slightly magically inclined or learned, this is bad news because that looks bad.
Yeah.
Bad news magically because that's soul shit. That looks bad.
That looks bad.
I wanted to come back to
You've killed
civilization.
people
It's
for doing
Hannigan.
shit similar. Yeah, it's Hannigan. Hannigan's excited. It's bad.
Yeah.
I wanted to come back to civilization, but not dark cults.
I'm sorry.
I was about to say.
Someone just said that Hannigan's accent reminds them of Moist Critical.
Oh yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about.
That is honestly a very good impression.
I love it. Anyway,
Critical.
if we could get a
Can we
woo yeah,
see?
baby. Anyway,
okay.
No,
so
I will show you.
Okay.
Good.
I need to be
I will give you guys
Yeah.
space to roleplay, but Hannigan is going to try to knock some of these out of their sockets.
uh,
better or
Does
for
this
worse.
look like a funeral ground?
no,
No,
you're not
this
entirely
is
certain of this.
Evil wizard tower obelisk.
Something of that.
Anything that I would have any...
No,
No.
this is outside of your pay grade
Right.
by far. You've never encountered anything like this before. It just looks really bad.
Yeah. Just
Like from a
look at-
druid perspective, like you see soul gems, it's like that's soul manipulating bullshit. That's not good.
What?
However, checks that would be applicable here, or skills that would be applicable here, is stuff like scholarly lore, occultism, or arcana.
Crafting if it's a trap.
Yeah, can I?
It is. We'll say technically it's not a trap. It's just an object that has a permanent effect on it.
Mhm.
It would be better to use a magical sense.
Yeah, can I roll for occultism? Just try to see, are there any patterns or any
Yeah.
large
There is
grand
script
scale?
on it, so
All right.
you could use that as an identifier for
Yeah, all right.
occultism.
I would like to try as well.
Okay, that's a
Occultism
15
or
plus
arcana?
7, so that's a 22.
I was just about to say, I was gonna go up to Cassius and say, tell him to step
9?
away.
9.
9?
9.
Is that a
9.
9?
That's a 6 plus 3.
Oh, right.
You know, ironically, it's fitting. Is there anything you wanted to do as well?
I was gonna go up to Cassius and tell him to do the screaming thing to make him get away from the bloody cursed stone of Heldic, but
Because I'm gonna get to what happens to you in a moment. Ada,
I'm going up close, but I do not touch this thing.
yeah. What? You rolled a 22, was
22
it? 22.
on occult.
Ivor is just gonna stand to the side, look at the obelisk with disdain, but observe what happens to everyone else that's interacting with it.
yeah,
I'm gonna die! Okay.
I do want to check out what it is, but I also do not want to get even close to that.
okay.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm,
suppose we
I'm
are the
going to
one-
be staying
Yeah.
a bit away.
Since
I
I
suppose
did
that we
get
two
close,
are just same
Okay.
with each other,
Yeah.
but I
So-
was just...
Hannigan, you quickly did a perception check to look
Yes.
around. As you were walking around before you went back to the obelisk, this might actually change your course of action.
Okay, yeah.
You begin to notice that the cavern walls seem, now that there's light in here, the walls themselves seem darker than they should be, like a lot darker than they should be. The cavern still continues on into two different paths as normal, and that seems normal. Like the lighting feels natural there, but it's like someone turned the shading engine off here, and it just doesn't quite render in your mind properly. So that's why it immediately that does not look right. It's too dark, and you begin to see the occasional. You're not sure what it is. It might be a trick on your mind, but you see the occasional skull figure go through the edges of the.
So he's sitting he's set the pitten into the crack of the soul gem. Thinks. Goes. You guys, theoretically, you guys are the magical type. If you had an area full of scary shadow monsters, and you killed all of your friends and made them into little jewelry to protect against the scary shadow creatures. Or what would theoretically happen if someone removed the gems? Theoretically, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm just saying.
So, we'll then bounce off your check. Ida,
Yes.
you haven't quite seen something like this before. Like, you've not encountered a one-to-one to this. But there are two very important factors that hit your mind. One, the lining is probably cold iron.
Right.
Two, the script that flows around the soul gems follow a specific pattern. Did you take any of the extra planar languages?
Extraplanar. I do have Celestial
Okay.
because, Keeper of Forbidden Knowledge, and the gods are dead or gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's interesting here. The script is in Celestial, but reading it makes no sense. It doesn't really add up. It's like someone wrote in literal gabagool. Like, it's not.
You're just writing.
Yeah, it doesn't follow syntax properly. It just
Alright.
it seems to. It's like someone tried writing in Celestial or like using Celestial script in a different language. But you note that immediately that
Like Google Translate after 7 times. Just
pretty much. But it seems to serve some kind of purpose. You're not sure what it is, but it is written in
Okay.
Celestial. The stone sort of carving, you sort of it's less the script itself that clocks on so the purpose of this. It's more the shape.
Right.
Gabagool. Dark and stormy gabagool. The sorry, I'm responding. So the obelisk itself has the shape, the flow of the script kind of reminds you of certain magical patterns that bind souls.
Right.
In this case, however, the most interesting part is that the soul part of this pattern has been modified to replicate memory rather than soul.
Okay.
So it's as if someone did the basic like soul binding pattern and then manipulated it to say memory instead of soul. So it became a ritual of memory rather than soul, which fundamentally are metaphysically connected. So they're very similar to each other, but they have different functions.
All right.
And you can definitely tell that it was done kind of haphazardly due to the fact that the obelisk took strain from this act.
Yeah.
Like, it's not...
So it wasn't created for that purpose, but it's been modified for that purpose.
No, the original binding spell that they would have used has been manipulated to create this.
Okay.
So its purpose is to do something with memory.
All right. So as I'm looking at this obelisk or monolith, I'm walking around it, sort of half muttering to myself, half to the party. Just the script, it's celestial, but it doesn't make any sense. It binds souls, but it's oriented towards memory, maybe preservations.
Out of curiosity, do you try to say any of the words, but like translated to common, letter-wise? Because you don't think that would have an effect, but
All right,
you
no,
try
out
saying...
of curiosity, absolutely.
Noel, what were your languages now again?
Languages, you say?
Yeah.
Language.
You dumbass.
Why would a noble such as myself ever need to learn anything but common?
There is one other language you do know. Because of the thing.
All right.
The word she spoke is like that's like someone trying to say a Swedish word in full English, like Appelsin or something like that. Like, but you recognize the word itself.
Smorgasbord.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's this.
We all die.
It's this very Surely a noble of your stature speaks noble and not common. Thank you, Yordle. That was a very good joke.
Thank you very much. Yes,
That was a very good
noble.
That cracked me up. I love
Yes.
Dads in the audience gonna love that.
Yordle. That was funny. So, basically, shit, I lost my pace because of that. That was too funny.
It's one word, but in another language.
Okay, yeah. So you recognize the word, and that word in particular happened to be memory, in a language that you understand, but you don't remember learning.
No.
Like you don't remember studying this language, but you understand it. Do with that knowledge as you will.
Oh yeah, memories. Yeah, no. When I touched the thing, it showed me
I know
like
abyssal as well.
moving
This-
pictures, and they it instilled a
Not
terrible
applicable.
fear and dread of my life in it. I'm still gonna mine the soul gems or
Okay,
memory gems.
just hold on. Before that, let's do an experiment, shall we?
What
How
did the
about
sun
we
look
leave
like
this
before it
place?
shattered?
I'm just gonna
You know-
turn around to you. Do you have that vial?
I have the vial.
Okay, good. And I grab the obelisk with both hands.
There will be a will save.
Fucking idiots.
Do you choose
Every
to fail?
single one
I
of
choose
you.
to fail.
Okay.
Okay, I've spent my entire life in pursuit of knowledge.
I will need you
This
to roll me a.
a death saving throw.
No, you need to roll will anyway, so I can see the just the degree of what happens.
Okay, I rolled a 7. I haven't rolled below 15 this session. I rolled a 17 plus 4.
Okay.
21.
So what this means is that the way I'm gonna go with this is that because you have technically chosen to fail, I still needed you to roll to see if you would critically fail. What this just means is that you're gonna be able to ride it a little bit better than you would have otherwise. This still hurts.
Yeah.
So, the moment your hands touch the monolith, this all happens within a split second. Pain shoots through your arms. It is an immense amount of pain.
Yeah,
You
just-
don't think you've ever suffered this amount of pain before in your life. It is crippling. In your mind's eye, it's as if your arms are your veins are exploding.
Yeah.
Your muscles are tearing themselves apart. Your bones are shattering. Physically, this does not happen. And in that very moment of almost being unmade from fingertip to mind, you are transported to a visage. I'm gonna see if I can't pick a better.
Sorry, guys. I had to.
F in the chat. For our only reasonable person aside from Ray.
Your vision
I am the most
darkens
reasonable.
around the corners to the point where you are suddenly driven forward, and then it expands rapidly
Forward
as if
camera.
you were surged forth and then given a wide view of a beautiful blue sky. A sight you've only seen illustrated,
Yeah, the sky is
because
red.
the sky has not been blue in over 300 years. The world has been bathed in a permanent sort of orange haze,
crimson sort of
crimson blood red haze
That was a
almost.
cringe.
A cringe haze. This music is too happy. The sort of the shift in view. It's weird because there are white clouds in the sky. There is green grass. You've seen green plants before because of the Elementorum, but you haven't seen rolling fields of grass. You've never seen a forest of trees. You've only seen one giant tree with a handful of smaller ones attached to it. And so this sight is so fundamentally disturbing to you. I will state that you are mechanically frightened too.
right.
And the vision that you see is you are forced to look into the sky as you see the sun,
The real
the real sun blazing your eyes. It hurts, but you are forced to look at it as a celestial body begins to move across the sky to slowly begin to eclipse it.
That's probably terrifying considering that guy is static, our time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sky is moving, for one, which is also terrifying, which is again why you're frightened too. I would be tempted to give you the doomed condition, but it's not. You managed to save yourself from that in particular.
Doomed.
Yeah, if you had crit failed, it would have been the doomed condition.
It's just getting the affliction in like Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah, literal madness.
From
You
0
watch.
to 200 stress immediately.
You watch as the sun is eclipsed slowly by a celestial body, and it's slow. Like it gets darker and darker in this area, and it begins to become slightly orange, slightly kind of like a sunset. For visual, you do not know what a sunset is. You've never seen one before in your life, but the color becomes very orange and crimson as well, but it's a lot less ominous. It's a lot warmer than you remember the sky being. It's more natural. Until eventually the last sliver of the sun slides behind the celestial body, and you hear and feel the cry of thousands of people, which overwhelm,
Suddenly
like
cried
sensory overload you. So you pretty much become deaf almost immediately, and it's replaced by the sort of the painful whine of like a tinnitus-like condition, as if someone had just clapped your ears. As a crack forms in the sky, and another one, as if like glass breaking under tension, until eventually it shatters entirely, and and the sky becomes as you remember it. This is your sky. This is the sky you were born under. This is the sky you've seen your whole life.
The continually fractured, shattered, the angry, like red.
Yeah.
I know this guy. I know this one.
And in the moment the cracks continue across the sky, there is a brief moment of searing hot pain through the center of your chest as you are suddenly ripped from the obelisk and you are propelled 10 feet back
I'm
in the physical world.
You're ripped by Frey, like tackling her, getting her away from the...
No, it
just
physically shoves her.
okay.
She is forcefully blasted away.
So from our perspective, she just and flew away.
Pretty much, yeah. Like
Split
almost the moment she touched the stone, there was like a brief instance where she was holding it, and then all of a sudden she was thrown back.
Yeah. So essentially, what you see is that she's sitting on. She lands like on her knees.
Yeah.
Like sitting, collapses down, just sort of staring at her hands in like.
Your fingertips currently do not have skin. They have been peeled raw, effectively, and are bleeding.
What the hell you do that for?
And there is no skin stuck to the monolith. It disintegrates.
I saw it.
Yeah, me too. What are you doing? Are you trying to kill yourself? Are you trying to kill us?
You also take 4 points of mental damage.
Right.
Magic damage, my favorite type.
Mental damage.
It's not even half the damage I've taken this turn, this session.
Again, if you hadn't rolled really high on that check, this would have been way worse. So, be thankful. I need to keep my foot up. God damn it. I keep forgetting to.
So are we a go for breaking the soul gems or what?
How about
No.
we just leave them in place and we just move out of here?
I'm gonna point my axe towards Hannigan. Leave them.
Well, if we take them, then whatever happened to her won't happen to anyone else who comes across it. I see it as a safety measure.
Do I have a feeling
I
that
stop
removing
it.
these things would be very, very bad?
Your current leading theory is that, considering the force that it ejected you with, any damage to this might cause some kind of evocational release of magic.
Yeah.
Because there's magic contained in this, and if you break something,
yeah.
it might.
I feel like it's kind of like poking on like.
And this thing's old.
Adam.
A lot of its wards are frayed. A lot of its bindings are very old. I also looked at him immediately.
I wasn't gonna say anything. It's words for afraid. Don't you get it? It's the name of my character. It's really funny. It's really funny.
What did you see?
I saw the sky. The real blue sky.
And then there was like I don't know what to call it. There was a sun, and then there was something in front of it.
Clouds.
From before?
From before the whole. Do you want to see it? Come on, you can touch the thing.
Do not.
Yes, this is what a mental break. Why are these children? First it's the talking skull, and then it's the fucking...
We didn't take a lot.
I'm going to take 2 steps forward, turn around,
I do not like that.
look at all of these people at the same time, and just go, no!
The skull. We mentioned that he was from before, now. He drops the piton and the hammer, rips open his hobo bag, pulls out Del, and then he shakes him.
Yeah, what?
Del,
What are you doing?
look at this, and then he shows him the spire.
For God's sake, don't touch that, Del says.
That looks incredibly ominous.
Can you read what it says?
No.
Do you want to touch
Actually,
it?
No!
I'm
why? I mean, I recognize it doesn't make any sense, but I can read the script.
Right, because it's what does she call it? Celestial.
It's celestial, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
But I don't. I please don't make me touch that.
I'm not gonna make you touch it, but if you want to so bad.
No, I do not. I don't. That looks really bad.
My question is, can you use your little eye thing to see if that thing is evil or not?
That's not how my abilities. I can try to read, or I mean,
What can you do? And then I forcefully turn him towards me. What can you do? What are you good for?
right now, not much because I don't have hands.
Oh, we could have given him a body on.
I just now
I'm
realized.
so sure we want to do
And
that,
then
so...
I'm gonna take off running in the other direction.
No! Don't do that.
I'm gonna run back to the meat
That's
pile.
a really bad idea. I'm gonna chase him.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop
Okay.
that.
When you begin to run, I'm
Yes.
going to mage hand Del away from you.
Okay. Make the. I think it's. I think it's acrobatics to steal.
Thievery is
Thievery. Yeah.
steal.
And it's versus my reflex DC, so it's versus 19.
Good luck,
Can't make it theoretically.
Was it 19?
19.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Theoretically,
So I have +1 on this check.
it's hard to get an object out of the hand of a robber.
Easy.
Oh,
19.
Nice guy.
I am not
Do it.
on that.
Okay, 18 +1, 19.
Oh my god.
I steal Del away from you.
Yeah, you yoink it.
Yeah,
I
And
just
Del
hold my
goes
hand
floating through the air.
like that, waiting for it to land in mine.
it lands in mine.
Phrase like,
You guys, we've been eating shit every time we fight. We can have another guy, and he's like pretty nice.
He has helped us. He has not necessarily been on our side.
Well, we
Yes.
slept good tonight. I'm assuming that him singing was the thing that did it.
it's not.
And I
like
look at the
can
skull,
really-
which is greatly appreciated, but...
Okay.
Exactly, so what could he do if he could do much?
magic.
Listen,
I am a bard.
have any of you ever read one of the adventures manuals or any of the books about the adventures have gone down and slain dragons and stuff?
Man, those are very long words in those books. I'm not wasting my time on them.
I know.
Do they have
most of
pretty
the-
pictures?
No.
Well, see, that's your problem. They lack an important component of
Okay,
the
look.
reader's experience.
Give back the stuff.
Ivor is in
No.
the background just shake. Ivor is just in the background
you're
just shaking his
acting like a
head in
child.
disappointment.
You act like idiots.
Ivor, help me get a body. We can give him
Listen,
magic, and he can look at the
I
thing.
know that most of those
He's
books
not
are
honestly
just
just looking at Obelisk.
fictional, but they do tell about skeleton mages who kill people, about obviously evil obelisks that wants to kill
I don't
you.
want anything to do with that. Please don't make me touch it.
No, I don't want anything to do with it either.
Thank you.
Do you
We can agree
read-
on something.
Yes.
I think we finally concluded the problem here. Do you believe everything that you read?
No, because I'm not stupid.
Well, you're clearly
perfect.
building your entire conception of this individual on fairy tales.
No.
I'm saying when you're a bard and you don't have instruments, it's very difficult to cast magic.
Look,
So I'm pretty useless
Listen.
right now.
I don't want any shit from the girl who just touches obviously evil obelisks.
excuse me, girl.
Yes.
Don't you patronize me?
Well, you're acting like one right now.
It's kind of sexist.
I worked hard to
Very
get that
sexist,
doctorate.
I think.
God damn it.
I'm very disappointed in you, young man. I expected better from the NVIDIA family. Your uncle would be very disappointed.
Frey under his breath goes, I expected just about that.
Ivor speaks up, completely ignoring everything about the conversation and just... We should topple the obelisk.
No.
You can't touch it.
Just
It
leave
just
it,
looks
leave
back.
it be. Whatever
Leave
is
it.
inside of it, whatever power it contains, it will be far too dangerous if we try to break it or set it free.
That's
right?
the first sensible thing you've been saying.
It is a monument of the original murder.
I'm just waiting for y'all to fucking hit the rock.
He just looks back again. It should not be.
Justice for Acrux at
I don't even
21:10.
understand.
He
that
doesn't
part.
really make any movement. He just states it as fact that this should not be. This should not exist. But then he just looks.
I agree that it should not be, but I also think that toppling it and releasing evil magical energies everywhere is a bad idea.
Especially into the caves that we're in.
Yes.
Don't get too excited that we're
Just woke up.
agreeing with you.
I cannot.
Okay, to do the middleman, to come to a compromise, we give the skull a head, and we don't take all of the valuable soul gems that could set us, make us happy for the rest of our lives.
He only has a head. He doesn't need another one. So let's just
I mean
move it
body.
up.
I meant body. I'm old. Respect your elders, young man. Don't take things from me.
I'm going to just look at like the entrance to the exit that goes left, and I'm just going to walk towards it. I am leaving.
You're still holding.
I'm still holding that.
Yeah. Okay.
Hannigan is gonna walk up to his bread bag and say, "Well, no more bread for Mr. Grouchy Pants," and then he's gonna follow.
I'm also going to look at the obelisk, turn to the dwarf, and just say, I was lucky that it didn't go worse. But if you want a glimpse of what was, take it.
Actually, you should write that down, whatever that is.
Not that I could write it down, but
Who did he say that to?
To you.
Oh, right. Sorry. The last part, not the first part.
Oh, no, I essentially just say, like, essentially giving you a warning that whatever that is, it could be lethal. But if you lived your entire life dreaming of a time gone by, this could be your one chance of seeing it for yourself.
he walks up and touches
No.
it.
Then everyone do a conga line. Touch
I
the
did
album. Boom. 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 One of you just dies.
Worth it.
You just get Vecnut into the air and just crumbles.
What were you gonna say?
Sorry.
I do not need to see the murder to avenge it. Then he just starts walking away,
You coming?
That's
following along,
Let's go, Doc.
along with
Yeah.
Gallius.
okay. I am currently looking for something, and I forgot how ass the Archives of Nethys can be. Right. So there are two caves further. There are two entrances further ahead.
I took the left one.
You took the. You didn't even. Okay. Gotcha.
Could I just roll a quick cave lore check before the split in tunnels before heading along?
Go for it.
See if I see anything that might indicate
I'm gonna stealth, but not ahead. I'm gonna stay near the party.
That's 15.
15.
Do you have any indication where the water might possibly have led?
You hear the water running to the right, and the cave looks a little bit more natural. The one to the left is still kind of half handmade, half not.
Just considering this as I walked up to you, and as before we walked into that, so he says, "I would advise we go to the right. I hear waters down there. Water that's probably leading to where we are headed."
I just stop. You couldn't have told me that sooner. I walked out of there not feeling accomplished, but actually, people following me.
I'm right behind you, sir.
Oh, fuck off. I turn around and I begin to walk out to the room again.
So I'm meeting you as you're coming back,
Yeah.
and I just sort of I just look. I just sort of give you a curt nod.
Yep.
Hannigan is mockingly doing like a little march behind him.
Yeah, and Ivor didn't really respond to the comment. He just gave you a last look before he was heading off in the right direction.
Yeah. I get into the room and I take the other exit.
Give me one moment.
Well, you are, if nothing else, as headstrong as your mother was.
Ooh, what if I just do this?
I'm
Give me
nothing like
a
that.
brief
Let's
moment.
Move on, shall we?
But yeah, like, just to clarify Ivor's opinion there, like, this is a fucking obelisk. Someone put it there, someone with magical bullshit power raised and captured an image of, like, it was basically, you basically asked Ivor, hey, do you want to see someone
Kill the
getting a shot in the head in like graphic HD with, or well, basically
check
the
out this
head
live
flashing
link.
with a rock?
This lively fleet.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
It's rather that, hey, do you want to see the last remaining video of your parent?
Yeah,
you have
but
never met.
Before they get
before they get
That you've
shot in
never
the
seen.
head.
fair, but the
Yeah.
only thing in that Ivor would care about is the actual murder. That like,
Ivor is not
Yeah.
to be reasoned with.
Yeah. No,
Maybe.
yeah, not
And
in,
al- and
not in
also-
this sort of case. Like, yeah,
doesn't matter.
He's too angry.
like,
Okay.
All right.
So which cave did you guys settle for?
right,
Right.
towards the water.
Okay. So you still hear the water. This cave is it doesn't go on for as long before you enter another sort of like. Did any of you want to scout before, or are you just?
I'm just,
We're just going for it. All right.
I'm looking in front of me, so if there's something in front of me, I'm probably going to see it.
Yeah. and
Making our
you
way
do.
downtown.
So the cave has remained fairly natural, but you come across a relatively well preserved body, slumped up against
Well,
the wall. Sort of like sat down, slumped up against the wall, and there is a massive blood splash across the
Brilliant.
side of the cave,
Yeah.
as his neck is parted open. He looks like maybe at a glance a day or two dead.
Can I check?
You may check exactly how long he's dead. Give me a crafting check, because you can do crafting instead of medicine.
Oh my god, that's a natural 19.
Fuck off!
Plus 7.
Nice.
Emily,
cap.
my luck is the worst. Also, Emily
We've been playing for
doesn't roll
5
any-
years.
Nice
My
cap,
luck's
go
been
in.
shit for 5 years.
Look at this shit. I can't even see that shit. Back. I don't know if you can see that. It's a 19. That HD crisp ass.
Oh my god. Yeah.
We'll
It's still a
figure-
very satisfying ratio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
can
is.
see it.
is. Oh, whatever. Okay.
whatever.
So,
I appreciate the effort.
Emily,
So-
So that's
Emily-
that's a 26.
yeah.
This is swimming on
26.
base cam.
The man is dead.
Oh. Okay.
True.
Okay, guys.
Amazing.
Wow.
He was
Almost if I did that medicine check.
taking a look at the nature of the wound, you imagine that he took a slash from some kind of like bladed weapon, likely an axe due to the shape of the blow, and it seemed to have it was such a heavy blow that it cracked straight through bone, and it dug in about here.
Nearly headless. How can you be nearly headless?
but it dug really deep into the
Alright.
torso and splits.
Yes.
The gear looks kind of similar to what you guys have been outfitted with. Just kind of generic ragtag equipment sort of thrown together with a few differences here and there. The axe, he still has an axe on the ground. He's holding it with probably like death grip.
Yeah.
Because he looks like he was thrown into the wall from whatever hit him here. Or he was kicked into the wall, something like that.
Right.
Could it be that axe?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, could it possibly
It
have been?
does kind of line up a bit.
How does
That
it
would
smell?
be his MO, yeah. The guy would
Pretty
kill.
dead.
Dead? Any specific information that I can sense? Scent?
None that you would like to describe. It's a man who died in fear. Take from that which you will.
It's a man than a human.
Yeah, it's a human male. My bad. A human male that has been
Yes.
slashed open.
Right.
Well,
The features are kind of a bit mangled by now.
Yeah.
Dried up.
So either we have the worst part behind us or it's to come.
and it would seem like
Hannigan, there's a glint in his pocket.
the unending
Glint in his
conversation has finally become relevant.
Thievery. 9. Hannigan is going to fall. Oh no!
Jal goes, I know that move.
And then he's gonna pick something out of his pocket.
You grab a gem. A opal. Or a sort of ivory. Not an opal, what the fuck. Ivory. It's technically not a gem, I don't think. It's like very, very finely polished ivory. And when you went to grab the gem, you heard the clink of glass in there as well, like in the pocket, more like a satchel than a pocket.
Oh well, he
pocket,
keeps
like-
going in that case.
Yeah.
He just
Oh no! Oh, I'm falling.
Oh no!
no. He's seen the gem now, so he's all pretenses are gone. He's
He's like, oh shit, there's loot.
there's more in here.
There's a potion of some kind, and a scroll.
Right.
I put the potion next to me and it's like, this one's for the doctor. And then he take the scroll. This one's for the fop, and then it throws it roughly in your direction. And this one is for me.
So, what is this?
He bites the gem. Can I make a crafting check to see if it's real?
Go for it. You can.
Natural 1.
It is a rock.
It's a rock. It feels pretty real. I mean, rock.
Would he know it's even an opal at that point?
Crafting check?
I mean, ivory. It's like a very white gem.
Yeah.
Stone type thing. I'm not exactly sure what it means by ivory. Hold on. I'm just gonna double check to make sure.
Ivory.
Ivory is.
Ivory's bone.
It's
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm confused.
But opals
Oh.
aren't ivory white. They tend to be
no,
like
it's I didn't mean an opal at all. It was specifically an ivory.
Ivory amulet sort of thing.
All right. So yes,
Ivory is.
it is. It is not stone.
No.
I know I said stone. I'm dumb.
Oh. Yeah, no. Ivory is simply a. It's like colored. It is bone, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, Hannigan thinks it's a stone, so Hannigan
I mean,
is still on.
it
the
might
opal.
as well as be, but it is finely polished to shine.
Yeah.
It's from a large bone that has been
All
carved
right.
and.
You can't even use scroll, can you?
13.
Or learn from.
13
right?
to identify the
Not yet.
potion.
Don't worry, I will
13?
become
Yes.
wizard.
Wow,
Yeah, I know.
actually rolled
be
low.
proud of me.
I am. You can polish ivory to the point where it's like a gem. Yes.
Mm.
I quickly looked it up. They look kind of like pearls. At
You don't
that
need to
point.
defend yourself, Tristan. It's okay.
I will. I'm getting defeated. Anyway, I also got confused. I was like, wait a minute.
Well, if we want to continue the prattling about Dell and his fate, I suppose the time would be now.
Yeah, I think this is the best time to put the skull on the thing. I
I'm
imagine.
not
we're
entirely
getting
sure what it does. It's not a curative, nor is it a poison of any kind. That much you can deduce.
Right.
But it definitely has some kind of effect that is not fully. It's definitely more alchemical in nature than it is like healing or.
Okay, I'm gonna slide it
Yeah.
into my belt.
Yeah, I think Hannigan slides the opal into the bread bag.
Yeah. allow me to.
The bread bag is
So
just
weird.
our non-magical bag of holding.
Yeah. General stores.
Yeah.
All right. What do we do then?
There's a scroll on the ground for anyone who can read it.
I can pick it up, and I will check it out.
Do you need both hands to read that scroll? And I hold out my hand for the skull.
I grab it.
No, I.
Oh right, I still
You're
have it.
holding.
Right.
Do you need both hands for the scroll?
No.
All right, go ahead. What does it say?
They just like try to get it to open up, just to grab the thing.
I'm going to like pull Dale so that he looks like in the opposite direction from the scroll. Just in case.
It's like, okay. Give me a Arcana check.
I feel like when we arrive at Survivor's Stand, they're just going to be hostile to us based on what we've dealt with. How we've
Oh no.
Oh no.
Dice cap.
7.
Solid
7?
7.
Total.
7 total. So. Yeah.
It's a spell.
It does magic.
Do I at least get like what school it might be? Like, is it primal arcana?
It is an arcane variation of a spell you've not seen before. It's like someone's manipulated the tradition of this spell to be a different school. You could probably find it in the arcane school.
Arcane heal pog?
No, not quite that cool, unfortunately.
That would make wizards so broken.
Oh yeah.
Wizard supremacy.
Just gonna double check.
Even though I'm not a wizard,
Yeah.
Oh,
my heart I am.
okay. Yeah. Occultism is also applicable if that happened to be higher than your.
Oh shit, it is.
Okay.
No wait.
Uh,
I think I'm joking here. Yeah, I'm not even trained in occultism.
Okay. So
We have a very lack of magical skills in this party.
Mhm.
And
We
it's-
should-
But we're
rather
level
they're just
what?
very low. So you definitely know that it's currently the arcane tradition because the scroll is of arcane nature. That's easy to deduce. They look differently, but it's not a spell you recognize. In fact,
and
you probably never.
I can't figure it out either,
Yeah,
right? No.
it's not. You're not too sure what that does.
I will take a bit better look at that later on, and I will figure out more than I've done right now.
Oh, fair. Yeah, take
It-
it. It's
it-
probably...
It takes time to decipher the complexity of spell work.
Does it really?
You mean you don't know?
I know.
What is it?
It's of arcane nature,
Yeah,
and it's a complicated spell because somebody has taken a spell from a probably different tradition and molded it and shaped it.
The great
So
axe
it's-
looks to be of pretty decent quality, as well.
It's a great axe.
Yeah, there's a great axe on
Right.
that he's holding, and it seems pretty decent quality.
I mean, I think it's bad that someone has taken another tradition and appropriated it, but if that's what you mages do, I don't know, I don't think that's so moral.
I don't know if I need to, but I would like to deceive them to like make it sound like this is like a very difficult thing to get your head around, and like this is high arcane power.
I mean, you can fluff that up and they can take it as they take it, but like, you're the magic person, you fling magic, and you didn't understand it. Frey is also magical, but he doesn't seem to be as learned as you are. He's not. His was a more martial focus.
And I hear all that, and I just think, fucking tower mages.
Man, imagine not being able to just eat bark and like fart fireballs. Like I don't.
I imagine like druid spell scrolls are just magic mushrooms that are like tailored to give you a certain like vision, you know what I mean?
All right,
Hannigan,
fellas.
can you give me a perception check?
Oh yeah, baby.
I'm
I've been rolling below 10 this whole time. That
Oh,
is
no.
a 10.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not entirely sure it's worth, but that axe looks pretty good. It's in. It looks a bit more ornate than a typical great axe.
Well, Frey is already approaching the great axe to grab it. Yeah.
Does anyone use weapons in here?
Frey looking at his shitty hatchet.
Does anyone use weapons while in here?
Oh!
Can I punch him just melee?
You can if you in this sort of scenario it doesn't deal damage because you're not trying to actually harm him.
I wish to attack him.
I'm going to go with it. I want to cause physical harm.
Everyone's standing like hell.
We finally broke you guys.
I will
looked
say that
very
the great axe is a two-handed weapon.
Mhm.
And it's a martial weapon, which you do have training in. So you could wield it if you wished. I'm just trying to look
No
at a very...
spell striking them.
You can still spell strike with a two-handed weapon.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just an inexorable iron gets more feats specifically for that.
Okay.
But what is?
He's tome.
Okay.
He's sparkling torch. But that doesn't fully come online until later.
Yeah.
Quick question. Just because I don't know the rules for great axes, can you have two hands in a great axe, attack, and then shield?
Yes, you can. It specifically allows you to. I actually looked this up at some point. You can do that.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Because the
then
hand
weapon.
is technically free. It's just not free.
Well,
Okay.
you know,
At least that's how I'm ruling it. I don't give a shit if that's not the rules.
Well, I'm
I-
gonna go up and just grab the axe.
I also got a bit of martial training.
You're gonna wield a great axe? That shit weighs 12
I look
pounds.
at you and I'm just gonna shove the bone axe into your and just walk away with the great axe.
So I'm just. I need to.
You are now holding a skull, a scroll.
The scroll is in my pocket by now.
Okay.
You're like
And-
a World of Warcraft warlock at this point.
Yeah,
And
Okay.
again,
pretty much.
my friend,
Let's stop talking in circles.
this was you were the one who took it from
Okay.
our
So-
slain foe, and then gifted it so friendly to our companion
No one
Frey.
holding a skull.
So
Bone axe.
I here return the hatchet.
That
to you.
is
Isn't this just
that
the
is my
forest?
wait.
face.
I'm not
Isn't this
touching
just
that
the
thing.
forest? Skull and one hand axe.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I know who the forest
I'll
is.
just drop it on the ground. It's made of bones.
Shitty survival game.
Oh no, yeah, that forest. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it totally is. Yeah, it
Yeah.
totally is.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
The only thing is missing is a lighter in one hand and the axe. Boom, there it is.
we need to make a decision right now.
Yeah.
What?
Ibor,
Do we
as
stick
you say
the
that,
skull in the body?
Ibor just immediately goes up to the corpse, puts his hand on just in the wound, and just is ready to rip the head off at the first sign to go.
You
Just-
guys have two axes available.
I
Yeah,
have
He
a bone
doesn't
saw.
do axes.
This is
Oh, yeah, I'm just clearly
thing.
holding there and waiting for someone to say something. Just to continue
All right.
speaking.
Everyone that is for giving Dal back his body, raise your hand.
Well, it's not technically my body, but I would like a body.
Ibor, is your hand up or is your hand inside of a man?
It is not up.
Okay.
Frey?
Yeah. Or wait.
I'm gonna
Nice.
look a little bit at the skull.
It has helped us, this Dell, but
He gives you pup.
it knows too much of itself.
He gives you pup.
Reasons
the
that we
eyes
do not know about.
Puppy sockets.
Wait, what? What did you say?
I look at the skull, it gives me puppy socket.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so
He has been helping us out.
it has, but
maybe
it
not.
also knows far too much about us than it should know, and we do not know why. We do not know how. It's still too much we don't know, and until we do,
I mean,
I say no.
to be fair, he couldn't even just stealth around the pit without getting himself thrown in. He's clearly a bit of an idiot.
I wait.
That is true.
You guys are saying that he's done some good. Some good. Why are we standing here right now? Do you know why we're standing here right now? In
Because
this-
he gave us the falling thing.
Yes.
And
Did he
the
have to?
items.
There were like 1 million people.
He did not.
Frey slowly starts to raise
No.
his hands.
Listen. I agree that he has helped us.
He saved your life.
I wish to ask you this. It must be a big brain move, to say the least, to have us survive this far to kill us now.
He could have actually just let us fall into the pit. Like, we would all really be dead without
Or he
him.
could have attracted monsters when we were sleeping.
I am
Or
saying, as well, if I may interject on my own behalf.
Shut up. No, yeah, continue.
Sorry, I'm a little. The situation is, I'm also outnumbered like 5-1 if I did want to do anything.
And he's a bard.
And I'm not that powerful. I don't have access to very high level magic. Like
yes.
we're grasping at first levels, the first circle magic here.
The immersive first circle.
Circle of magi.
Instead of level is good.
any undead who can speak. I don't want to sound
Racist?
yes, but they're
Deadist.
speciest,
Alivist?
Yeah.
but is often quite evil. And maybe you are nice, but who of the person who actually raised you?
Wait, what?
Isn't the person who raised you a total bitch?
I can confirm she is, yeah.
Different type of raising.
You came out all right, I guess. If you're gonna use that argument, use it on yourself. You know
I
what
will admit, I don't remember the circumstances. I don't fully remember the past. There's a huge gap in my memory. I remember serving as some kind of minstrel for someone for a time, and then the world fell upside down, and I was in a coffin for I lost track. I tried sleeping through most of it, but I don't need to sleep, so it becomes very hard to maintain that. And then I was told I can help people when I was freed.
Yes.
By people down
and
here.
Who told you that you could help people?
Yiriv, among other people.
The people who've been keeping
then
us
he's a good
alive.
guy. Yiriv only hires reasonable people to do his fencing.
Who is this Yiriv?
It's his uncle, I think.
I am wondering how you even know of him.
Oh, he's my fence. I give him stuff, he sells it.
Wait, your hits? Just like connecting all the doorways.
You did always get a lot of shiny things whenever he came to visit.
Now Cassius gives up. It's just put the skull in the blood.
I'm going to pull out the bone saw and it makes for cleaner cut.
You think Ivor cares about the cleaner
I don't think
cut?
Ivor is allowed to touch that. He mentioned.
I still think this is a bad idea. I will say that if we get killed in the night by Del or whoever raised him or whoever he works for, I will in the afterlife tell all of you to fuck off.
Let's just hope that whoever raised Del raises us too, so he can tell us.
Speaking of Yiriv, I'm imagining a situation where Cassius is in kindergarten playing with a toy. Another kid go, "Hey, that's my toy." And you go, "Nuh-uh, Uncle Yiriv gave this to me."
It keeps happening throughout his life.
Canonical.
And it's probably not his toy.
I will say, Yiriv did go missing about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So if he knows him, it's probably an old time thing. Because Yiriv is pretty old. He just didn't have the magical aptitude to take over for your father.
He's a good guy.
Ivor, can I just wriggle the head a bit? Is it loose or is it just...
I mean, it's still attached. It is. The neck itself is still. The hit was here, so it hit through the collarbone and the clavicle area, but it didn't sever the neck. It just hit pretty much straight down here. So it's more like the arm is severed, if anything, almost severed.
Right.
I'm gonna walk
In
up
that
to
case,
Cassius.
just snap the neck and put them, lean it to the side, just so you could easily cut it, and then just hold it up for you.
I'm gonna walk up to
I'm glad
Cassius.
none of you are spirit barbarians, because this is definitely anathema for spirit barbarians.
grab the skull from him, put an arm on his shoulder, pat him, and then walk towards the body.
I'm gonna start sewing off the head of the body.
Damn, you people are gruesome. I'm gonna wait over
This
there.
is pretty grim. Yeah.
Yeah, I pull off on like my gloves first.
Yeah. Honestly, the only person completely unfazed by this is you.
Yeah.
Because you've
And-
done worse. And you eat people. Like, come on.
I'm gonna go and stealth ahead
Yeah.
real quick.
It's true.
If I roll
sort of a
another
trump.
7, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby, that's what it was. That's what I'm talking about. That is 23.
23. Okay, I'll get to you in a bit. Actually, I'll take your thing while you're currently working on getting Dallas' body. Because there's going to be a fun thing that happens.
Great.
He's gonna kill all of you.
Explode. Dallas has been a
suggesting
bomb.
kill yourself.
He appears, summons a loot, and goes, "Power would kill."
He does the face master from Brutal Legend.
Dog.
Is that basically what the fucking Ukrainian ambassador did in the UN meeting?
Pretty much.
No,
Anyway,
You are-
so
I think
I don't know.
I don't know.
in stride with things, you manage to head on towards This cave continues for quite some time. It's a very long cave, kind of boring, but you still hear the flow of water. Is this not just the same song? I think, whatever. 1 and 5 is probably the same fucking track on this board. It's a bit loud though. I am sorry.
What the fuck?
still-
Voice verse?
I don't know.
Oh, I actually know what that is.
The moist verse. I
Oh.
hate that. I hate that so much.
They are finding people who look similar or sound similar to Most Critical.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, we really should focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get on.
Oh my goodness.
We have gained a new demographic.
Yeah.
The woo. Anyway, so you continue through this cave for a good bit. Sort of slink off on your own.
Wait, I'm sorry. Do we not put the skull in the body?
Oh, no,
Oh, yeah,
This
he's
is
got
before
it.
I'm stealthing ahead.
Oh,
because You guys are being
right,
gruesome.
right. Got
Yeah.
I am
this-
probably following you because I'm not going to be there when he wakes up.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yep.
So you follow.
Cyborg is
behind
basically
with it.
just stayed to the side, and he's ready to fucking jump on that skeleton if it starts to attack, but he doesn't really expect that it will, so.
And sawing up bodies for 2 hours now. Yeah, there's been a lot of body
Sawing up bodies, yeah.
Yeah. And this is what happens when you have a literal mad doctor in your party.
Hi.
Resident Mad Doctor.
A resident mad doctor. So this cave continues for quite a bit, and the sound of running water becomes louder and louder as you see it begins to brook back into the actual cavern itself. So it's not just underwater and echoing through vibrations. You can actually see flowing water, kind of like a miniature river. It's not very deep, or creek is a better word for it. It's like a creek that goes through and follows this cave along. And up ahead, you see a sort of. It takes a bit to get there, but you see this faint glow. A sort of bluish glow that shimmers with a purple glow. And as you walk through the cave, you notice like spots of like bioluminescence of like glowing mushrooms and other sort of fauna along the thing. And the air gets incredibly, like the smell of the air is very earthy. It's very like, I hate to say the word, but it's moist. It's a very wet and humid scent, and the air grows humid as well as the water continues along.
He's gonna like this time,
Mhm.
seeing as he doesn't see any suspicious structure that could be valuable. He's actually gonna wash himself in the water, waiting for the rest.
Okay.
Still, I can I do that while still being stealthy? I'm just thinking he basically just washes his face a little.
Yeah, just like take a little bit of water. I
Yeah.
will do one thing real quick.
I'm gonna anger the mushrooms.
The mushrooms are angry.
It's an actual like Slay the Spire thing where you anger the mushrooms and they come out to kill you.
Yeah.
Damn.
The water punches you.
No.
Neptulon. Hey.
You set to doing that, and we'll actually resolve what happens here first, real quick. So you are very sneaky. And you aren't unnoticed by whatever might be in this little cave because the water. Because you went into the cavern itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a small sort of bulbous section of this cave that continues off, and there's a pool of water that you sort of quickly. You have no idea. This entire 2 sessions have been a non-stop Slay the Spire reference. You have no idea what I'm staring at right now. If only you knew. Anyway, there is movement in here. There's a sort of a creature that walks out of one mushroom. It's still a little too dark to see exactly what it is, but it walks out of a mushroom, sort of like hobbles along for a bit, and walks into another one and vanishes.
I'm so stoked for this. I am so stoked for this. If this is what I think it is, I am so stoked for
You
this.
like mushroom people?
Is this just?
Is
Is
this
this reskinned tree walk?
What?
Is this reskinned tree walk?
Yeah, mushroom walk.
Are you thinking what I'm
I
thinking?
think
It's plant
I think
walk.
Yeah.
Okay,
anyway.
don't spoil it. Don't
Or
spoil
Now
it.
let's go to you.
Yes.
And you're not too far behind him, so you're going to catch up in a moment. But let's resolve what happens with Dell. So you, after a bit of gruesome work, you remove the head of this individual. Thankfully, it doesn't bleed. It's been dead for a while, or they have been dead for a while, and you take the head off. Kind of, I don't know what you do with the
As
head itself.
respectfully as I can.
Yeah, just like, I'm sorry, buddy, but we need this.
As respectful as I can. Throws it on Cassius behind her.
Bowling.
Bowling.
Strike! Yay!
So you,
That's actually where golf comes from in the Tolkien universe.
do you
this
set
whole session
Dell's
is just,
skull
elaborate
upon the
pulling it
exposed
like
bone, neck bone of this individual?
Yeah, just like shove it in there. Like,
Because you know that you had to go up as high as possible on the neck. So basically what you had to do, Ida, is that you had to like cut vertically upwards here to sever the topmost vertebrae.
well, I kind of snapped it behind.
Well, yeah, but you snapped it up.
Yeah.
We'll say that with the direction of Ada, because she rolled stupid high on the fucking forensic thing.
Yeah.
You snapped it up here, like in a particular spot, so it would be easier to move the head, and you saw it open and removed the head. So the moment you place the skull upon the spinal cord, the exposed spine, the flesh of this of the individual that is down sort of wreathes a bit as there's a glow along, not the gemstones this time, but the script that flows along this creature's skull lights up with a brilliant, almost molten gold color. And it feels like gold, almost like as if you're pouring gold through letters.
Mm-hmm.
And it begins to glow, and this sort of immensifies this bone itself, attached to the sort of the spinal cord that is exposed, begins to gain this sort of divine script that is in Celestial along its way, as if it's being etched by the molten gold.
Mm-hmm.
And the flesh begins to sort of distort, warp, and break apart. And the sort of like it's as if the bones themselves grow incredibly warm, and it begins to like burn away and melt the flesh. It begins to disintegrate. It's so warm, but it doesn't radiate any of that heat outwards. If anything,
Does he like flop off the skin suit, kind of?
more like it disintegrates off of him.
Oh, okay.
It
Melts into
burns
a puddle,
away.
basically.
Not even to a puddle. It literally turns into ash. Like it's just
Okay.
it gets ashed.
I thought it would like slump off and be like a skin suit.
Oh yeah, that's what
Everyone
I'm
within 15 feet take 4 positive damage. So you are healed by 4.
thinking. Oh, it's wonderful.
yeah.
Then I'm
Well,
up.
I haven't taken any damage.
Me neither.
As a
I did.
brilliant
Okay, we
flash
get
of light
You're so fucking good.
explodes from him, as positive energy is literally thrown throughout the cavern
Yes.
with a sort of like lingering runic pattern in the air.
Mhm.
Before he sort of slumps to the side, the broken bone here had fused back together and repaired itself, healed by its own explosion, which further indicates that this is a positive healing undead. Rather, this might not be undead at all. You're not exactly sure what this being is.
Come on, it's a fucking skeleton. It's an undead. I don't
By
know.
right, technically, it's a divine construct. Anyway.
Undead with extra steps.
Undead with it. He slumps over to the side for a bit. and
Technically, an undead is also a divine construct.
technically speaking, yes.
I like that there's like a spectrum of dead and alive, and alive it's all of these like different categories and like description, and other side is just dead. Undead.
Dead.
Yeah.
So he slumps to the side rather unceremoniously after the connection, and the light dies out, but you can still see the sort of shimmering script that is now etched upon every single bone on this body, until eventually it like starts and slowly rises up the wall, kind of as you would expect from someone who is groggy almost. It's like a very slow.
I'm gonna kind of raise my axe a bit, like tiredness.
It's not your axe, technically. It is the axe of the dead body.
My new axe.
It sort of opens and closes his hands a few times, then looks up at both of you, and then kind of like
I'm sort of stretching out my hand to like help him up.
High five.
he reaches up, grabs your hand, and
Kills you.
power word
Instantly on fire.
finger of death.
Touch of
Give me a
wanna
DC
shake your
40
hand.
will save.
Yeah.
Anyway, he stands up.
We're so ready for him to just murder us all.
He looks at both of you for a moment, looks down at himself, looks at both of you, and kind of angles his body away a little bit and puts one bony arm in front of himself. It's like, you wouldn't happen to have any spare rags or anything?
He's naked.
I'm a little exposed.
Well, did he not? The armor that the body got?
It burned away.
Oh,
Yeah, it did. It burned away. It wasn't in good shape to begin with, but
what the hell do we have that we can give him? We have
right.
nothing.
He keeps one hand like straight over his crotch. He's trying to hide his pelvis, like the
We're
entire
PG-13
pelvis,
here.
as much as he can. Like he's very self-conscious about the pelvis for whatever reason.
I was confused why he's ashamed.
Can I probably kept like some rags so that I could make like a makeshift. What?
Thong.
No, it's called.
No, it is a thought.
Yeah, it's like like a
Now it's a
mitella
thought.
or whatever they call, like for broken bones. So,
Oh yeah,
Ironically
a
enough.
sling.
Yeah, sling. That's the word. And I'm sort of gonna it's just drags, but like just
Isn't a
sort of.
sling just an
Can you
arm
do
cloth?
something with this?
Yeah.
It's essentially a loincloth.
If you can convince Cassius, he has his knight's clothes and nightcap.
I don't think we're going
Was it
to
help with no brim?
manage that.
Yankee with no
I don't
Leona is a very
full.
fancy person, clearly.
I forgot to make him a stunt block, but I can wing this. It's fine. I need to fix that next time. I got a bit distracted with the whole
Yeah.
foot thing.
You like beat, do you, Tristan?
No, I hurt my foot.
I want someone to clip the. I got very distracted with the foot thing.
I hate you all. Anyway,
Just not me saying it. What them saying? Both of them. Me.
Do both of
cut me,
them.
don't
Both
cut me.
of them.
Oh my
grab them both, put them side by side. Anyway, so on it, boss.
I don't know who you are, but you're doing God's work.
So the Del sort of grabs it, just kind of ties it around his waist. He gives an elaborate bow. I am Del, short for
Now die.
short for Delatici. I am a bard, and I am glad to finally be able to articulate. I missed this. Thank you so much.
I'm Frey, short for Frey Latishi.
Frey Letitia.
I feel like you're mocking me.
Slightly.
Fair enough. Just call me Del. Delivering short for deliver your death. Nice one.
If it turns out to be the bad guy, everyone's just gonna like turn to him with like shine in their eyes, like finally.
Finally. He will pull. He manipulates the air a few times, and the gems glow on his skull, and he summons an instrument. He summons a viol. And
Please say it's a like xylophone.
Not yet. He has yet to fully make the changes. He looks very sad at the viol though, and he looks at his own rib cage, and he looks at like his like, I miss my old body, but it got fucking crushed.
The suspect is armed.
My whole body used to be.
He's got a viola. Get him.
Anywho, I can now help. I would like to get armored later on, if possible, but this will do.
Did the big guy in the other chamber have any armor?
He
on
does. No. He did, but it's oversized. It's,
He's
fair.
like
and it's also a bit.
yeah, he's like 9 feet tall.
frozen.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
He does, however, cast a spell. He draws the string across as a very. It's weird because you can't, obviously, like, specific schools of magic don't have a sound, but this strikes the chord of like abjuration. Like, you get the sense of the chord he strikes, just
Abjuration.
Tenacious D style. Abjuration. No, but it plays a melody that reminds you of, like, it strikes the impression of protection upon you as a sort of glow appears around him, and then slams into his body as he casts mage armor.
The school of like destruction or damage is just smoke on the water. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Plays it wrong.
So anyway, here's Wonderwall. Takes
Prismatic wall, you mean?
Prismatic. Anyway, here's Prismatic Wall. That needs to be a joke in the
Okay.
future.
Let's play the fine tunes of necromancy. It's fucking death metal.
Yeah.
I think it's like melodic black metal.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So he plays at that tune, and then the instrument will fade from his hands because he doesn't want to carry it all the time.
Mhm.
Right. Should we catch up with your companions?
Yes, we should. All right. So we catch up to you guys.
He's like kind of like dancing to himself a little bit along the way. Like he's like, I got my body back.
Ivor is kind of moving behind him, like
yeah.
ready to pounce if needed, but still not really expecting that he will.
He just looks like he's celebrating. Like he's having
the
a good
Joker
time.
dance.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
he's doing the Joker. Like he's just.
Yeah, like
vibing.
Ivor does not expect that it will be needed, but he is still an undead who knows a fuck ton of shit that, he knows things about us that he shouldn't be able to know, really.
Yeah.
So, still an air of suspicion there.
Fair, yeah. I don't expect you guys to unconditionally trust the skeleton man. No matter how good he is.
Has
I
anyone
never
laid
expected
claim to
this.
that glass of water?
No.
I looked at that
Hold on.
an hour ago and went like,
Oh,
my
God.
glass of water has been gone. Wait, what? Seriously?
Seriously.
Yeah.
She's been holding on to the water the whole time. This is Waterworld. It's now a very powerful currency.
I hope chat likes my drinking noises.
Oh, same, dude. No, stop that.
Oh my goodness.
God, that has to be
That is like
horrific.
negative ASMR to the max. You have to stop.
Guys, we want to keep our listeners. We appreciate
Yeah,
Another
we-
demographic.
To be fair, they know what
No,
they're
You
one
lost
person
all
in
of
chat
it.
said, I do.
Matter of
So-
fact, slurp real loud, yeah. Anyway, so
When I hear the party approaching,
yeah,
when Hannigan does, Hannigan is like, all right, the cavalry's here. And he's going to wait.
yeah.
And then when the figure comes out again, he's going to charge at it, saying, come on, you ugly bastard, let's go.
Do we
He's
hear
gonna
that?
run up.
You do. However, what you saw is you see one of the mushrooms kind of shift a little bit. I'm gonna do one last check to see how comedic this is gonna be. Can you do me a perception check, real quick?
Oh yeah, baby. That is
No.
an 11.
Dice cap.
Okay.
Dice cap.
Can I help him out?
Do you want a new die?
No, these are. I love
So-
my dice. They just don't love me.
Yeah,
What
just
happens
need more.
is you saw one of the mushrooms kind of shift a little bit, and you're like, "The motherfucker's going for run too," and you go in and charge at him. When suddenly a creature behind you speaks up, and this is about when you guys round to the mouth. Like you get there a little bit. You're first to see it, and they're about like maybe a minute or two away. And you see this a hunched individual with a sort of wide-brimmed silhouette of I can't stop myself from smiling. A wide-brimmed silhouette that reminds you of a mushroom cap in the dark, with sort of like stuff hanging off of it, and it looks old. This thing, whatever the fuck it is, because you're still it is slightly illuminated, so you see like there's like a flare of bioluminescence that goes across this individual, and you see that it is in fact a mushroom person, and he just goes,
No.
Are you lost?
There you are. What are you? Some sort of edible?
Well, I could be eaten for some really wild effects,
Oh.
but I would prefer you didn't.
Well, I would prefer if you didn't take that tone with me, young man.
I have not been addressed so in ages. Thank you.
You're welcome. Your skin is looking absolutely shiny today.
I could say the same for you.
Thank you.
I love how it started off so threatening. This how did it come here? Like,
How are the grandkids?
He sort of looks at the entire cavern and goes,
In the millions.
many,
Yeah, I know the feel.
flourishing in these weird times.
I don't have any, but I think I know the feel.
And the rest of you, I can feel you. I can sense more life with you, and one very particular life form.
Yeah, he's a bit of a fop, but we get along. We get along.
I don't know what that means. Snob. Snob, right? Gotcha.
You immediately referred to Yes, Spanish room anchors away.
Yeah.
So, what brings you to my little grove?
I don't remember. Oh, that took the wind out of me.
I'm afraid we are not here willingly.
Wait.
Oh God, where did you guys come from?
Oh, that's a shame.
Did we arrive now, or?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys
guys
arrive.
are
What was
watching
Cassius's
I'm
like initial
screaming
reaction?
from the other side of the...
He can't see shit, right?
It's still bioluminant in here, so it's not dark. I fucked up. It's not entirely dark in here. It's dimly lit in here,
Okay.
so you can kind of make things out.
Okay.
But it's still a little bit difficult to see.
Right.
Once he sees the thing, because he sees the thing appear,
Yeah, he literally rises out of the mushroom bed.
Cassius is just about to just turn around and walk the other way. When they begin to like trade barbs
Yeah.
and later compliments, apparently, with weird mushroom creatures. He's just kind of stunned for a moment, and then he hears the other ones come.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that you are not here willingly. I was hoping for visitors looking for good old Master Mushi.
I knew it!
I knew it.
I knew it!
We knew it as well.
What?
Emily.
No. I knew it from the second
Yeah.
I saw a shape walking into the
Yeah.
mushrooms.
Yeah, that's when I made the
So
face.
lost.
I was waiting for this. I'm
Is
so
this how
sorry.
you feel in
Over-
chat all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is another reference to it.
I was actually sick
reference.
this session, so I never met Master Mushi.
Yeah, you never met Master Mushi.
I missed him. Oh.
Master Mushi is an omnipresent being.
Oh my goodness.
Well, by just quick thing, as Ivor saw Mushi and realized what he is, he just instinctively he tried to create claws and transform. He just realized shit, still can't transform. Then just prepared to go
This
to attack.
place for you
Yeah.
is incredibly potent in druidic energy. Like it is a grove.
You shouldn't be opposed to him, right?
I mean,
He's not a
yeah.
corruption of nature.
Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
I mean,
I need Tris to weigh in on this because we had a discussion about this.
I'm spontaneously thinking that
Give me a moment to find the music.
while
So sorry.
So good.
if there's this,
Oh,
he might not be opposed to
I just go
Mushi,
for this
but he is
very sorry, chat.
very much opposed to every other grove in the Adrenados, and he permanent hostility between them and our grove. So he's just instantly okay. Another druid, not part of my circle. This is probably going to be a fight here, but he's still kind of testing because
This place feels old.
yeah,
Like these growths feel powerful, and it's
does-
nature.
yeah, and it doesn't feel like
No.
the fake shit upstairs. Basically.
No, it feels like it was allowed to thrive on its own. Master Mushi scrolling through the Spotify playlist. Anyway,
Oh yeah, this one is a banger.
this one's a fucking banger. Well, I see that there is one such as I amongst you. Well, sort of. You're not made out of mushrooms like I am. I am a Mysonoid. I believe that's how you say it in the common tongue.
I thought it was Myconid.
I don't remember. Speaking your language is weird.
I don't
You don't even have vocal cords.
How are you speaking?
Magic.
The magic of the druids.
Magic of the Druids. Speaking of the magic of the Druids, Ivor's opened his mouth, but it just sounds incomprehensible to everyone else in the party. As he starts to speak in...
You start to speak in Druid.
Yeah?
Your words are translated for all to hear.
Oh, that's how he speaks.
He shit talks the rest of us.
Wait, what?
So, you guys didn't notice, because I rolled stupid high on the check, but there are spores in the air. And as you've been breathing them, he technically has been speaking in Druidic this whole time.
Oh.
But it becomes translated to you into common. He is trying to speak though, which is why he makes comments about it, but it is weird for him. He doesn't speak much, even in Druidic. So that's why even your words become translated for all, as long as you're in this room.
Does he notice that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because you're trying to say one language and then you hear it as translated to yourself. It's
All
like,
right, yeah.
ugh. It's like I just tried speaking Swedish and an English word came out of my mouth. What the fuck?
It would be funny if you just said, "Please help me, I'm stuck with these fucking degenerates."
So
That's what I'm curious about. What were you gonna say?
yeah, because it does take you. You have to say.
Shit, I...
Help me kill these people.
what was it again?
I'm planning to eat the tall one.
Oh, wait, shit. I should probably do a different voice of this, because this is how he normally speaks, because all this is basically him trying to remember how to speak, basically. But,
Hello, my name is Ivor.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean...
I have to go to work.
I will smash.
Hi, I'm Ivor.
I have to go to work.
Okay, might change this later. Don't quote me on this voice work. Or
Sorry
whatever.
if you hear box. I need to move my.
I
What
think
circle do you belong? What circle do you belong to?
Technically the Circle of Wild, but I've sort of made my own little subsect. They simply call me, the Fungal Keeper, but it sounds better in Druidic. Doesn't translate that well. There's a lot of things missing from it, but I can't talk to you without this.
Are you the keeper of the fungals, or
the fungal
are the
that is also
fungals keeping you? Or do you keep
Yes,
an amount of fungals, or the fungal as a concept?
all of the above.
Ah,
But
That's a druid answer.
Literally all of it. We are one entity.
But you are offshoot of the Wild Circle.
The ancient one, yes. It's been a long time since I've really been in contact with any other circle. I have met, recently, a circle, what were they called? You watch him sort of look around. He grabs a mushroom. He doesn't pluck it so much as the mushroom seems to detach from the floor. And he sort of places it onto his head where it reattaches to him. And he goes, Circle of Primordials it was. Yes.
You know of my circle?
Your circle?
You have friends?
No, yeah, that's a fair thing to ask, actually.
You do remind me of some of them, but you're a little more...
Murdery.
Is this the first time that I hear which circle it belongs to?
I believe so, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know how to put this without being slightly offensive to normal people. You're like a horrific accident in the result of people messing with rituals they shouldn't have altered.
What do you mean by that?
No.
I think just got really awkward in here, so...
There is a ritual that has been done to you, but it is, it was warped in intent and purpose. It was, fueled by anger and not respect for the wild. It was a twist. Choice of words is difficult. You are incomplete, but all of you kind of feel that way to me right now, due to the
Are you questioning the wisdom of the Archdruid?
Of Ash? No, never. She is quite a wise woman.
Wait. That is not the Archdruid. The Archdruid is Kagrad.
Are there multiple circles of the primordial?
No, there is only one.
Are you sure about that?
There can
Ray
only
starts
be
nodding off
one.
a bit to sleep in the background.
There can only be one Archdruid.
It is a very cozy place here.
Maybe your Archdruid is... And Hannigan's backing away. It's just not that arch, you know, like I'm a robber, but I'm not that Robbie anymore. Maybe he just...
I cast Gartry on his feet.
Your spell has no effect. You try to cast, and the grove here rejects your spell. You are in this. You are in Mushi's domain. It literally, basically, just went no. You were counteracted, and it automatically succeeded.
Fair.
This creature is far more powerful than you. I don't normally do things like this, but this creature is way more powerful than you are. Right now.
This thing is ancient.
Yeah.
Okay.
None of that now. I don't mean disrespect. You are still a druid. And you mostly feel incomplete to me due to the, well... He looks at all of you in turn and goes, This creature has been mimicking facial expressions from, like, people they've seen before. And, like, one of, like, disgust kind of comes onto his face.
Do you speak of the mark?
Yes. The infernal corruption is quite unpleasant, to say the least. But it is, unavoidable, and I cannot remove it. Nor can I really lessen it, but, you all feel missing something to me?
I haven't been able to get in contact with my soul twin ever since the brand.
Yeah, same, but in like a less magical way.
I imagine so. Your connection has been briefly, well, unless you gain strength, broken. The ritual done to you was partially undone due to the brand forcing a wedge between your soul and your body in a more... It's very complicated stuff.
But
I don't
it can
fully
be restored.
Over time, yes. You have to get stronger and, well, survive and...
So whatever happened to make him weird is separate from the whole unconsented to tattoo that we all have.
Sort of, yes. Things will make a lot more sense in the future, child. I believe you should meet Ashu.
I try to remember. Have I heard that name before?
Give me a... So you technically don't have this lore, but roll me primordial with your nature, basically.
Right.
It would be the same modifier as your nature, or
Right.
survival, whichever's higher.
Dice cam?
Dice cam.
Yeah.
Roll to
It's
the
worked
side.
so well this far.
See.
Amazing. Everyone loves
Okay, that's a 15.
Can I just say that whenever the dice cam goes from one place to another,
Yeah.
it starts like swift transition. That is so
It is very
sick.
good. Yeah. We need to zoom in a little bit though, maybe.
Yeah.
If we're gonna have any.
I think
Yeah.
it's mostly the dice.
But
They are
that means
very
that we
hard to see.
definitely have to hit.
I
So,
vote we keep it, even if no.
the name Ashu.
Yeah.
You remember this name. When you raided the Elementorum, this name was spoken by one of the druids that you slayed.
Oh yeah.
Right, yeah.
He said that Ashu didn't want this. This is not what Ashu would have wanted, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna have to look back and see that I was entirely wrong.
Yeah.
No, that
I want
was.
you to go
He
kill
said.
yourself or something.
I think he said Ashu. She wouldn't have wanted this.
Yeah, something along those lines. You remember that pretty clearly, or like it comes back to you as like a
Yeah.
you get like a slight pain in the back of your head.
Because that was, before we had the whole branding and
Yeah,
Delaria for multiple hours kind of thing.
So that memory floods back to you, and you remember that specific part of what he said, that Ashu wouldn't have wanted this. And that triggers a few more memories that the Archdruid had a mate once in the past, and is said to have lost his lover. The specifics of which was lost because he never spoke of it, and those who did try to speak of it were usually brutally killed.
Normal standard business.
Your
So-
circle
yeah.
sounds a little bit evil. I'm not gonna
Sounds like a healthy way to
It's not
deal with
evil,
things.
it's natural.
neutral evil. I'm just saying.
It's not neutral. It's naturally.
May I question this?
Sure.
Do
The law
you
of
know
nature.
what ritual was done to these people to merge, to do what happened to them?
Wait, what? Sorry, what did you ask?
I'm asking the Master Mushi.
That's his name.
What was
Yeah,
the...
every time, Master.
Yeah, Master Mushi. I'm asking, do you know the details of what was done, of the ritual that merged, that created this beastkin? Not quite
Yeah.
man, not quite
Yeah.
beast.
The
Ivor kind of just doesn't really react because he fully expects that, okay, this is a druid code, don't speak about druid shit to outsiders. So
Yeah.
he doesn't expect him to answer it, basically.
Mushi sort of takes a moment, and he goes, "I do. I know the name of the ritual. I shouldn't tell you, though. Us druids have to keep our counsel on matters most people could abuse. This ritual is not one to be replicated, and definitely not one to be manipulated. But your ritual could be completed. There's a vital step missing from yours.
What do you mean by that?
You're not fully bonded with your spirit animal. There was no love involved. The bond is one of rage and anger.
You question my connection?
Man, you don't have to get so defensive. He's just saying loosen up between you and your bear thing.
Not
you've got
your
inside you.
connection, no. But your spirit animal was forced to do the ritual. And is still probably upset about this. But there is plenty of time to smoothen that out and form a true connection.
There's totally an Omegaverse book here somewhere.
I'm trying to hide my shirt.
I wrote
There
down
are two
the-
Wolverines inside of you, and
wrote-
one is not into this thing. Sorry.
Nah, I don't have to say anything.
I'm reading it. It's horrible.
I
Oh
don't.
my god.
Don't worry about it.
There isn't much more detail I can give you, other than the fact that you can become a lot stronger than you are now. You simply need guidance. I cannot offer this as I am, well,
Not of the primordials.
No. My circle handles different matters. Although my circle has become quite vast, and to be honest, I don't have control over them anymore. They do whatever they want. Just like mushrooms. Am I right? He laughs at like one of them.
I got a couple of questions. We've been seeing a lot of weird stuff. Feist.
What?
Talking hollowed. Have you seen a mean chap? He's a hollowed, but he goes like, I am the Ascended, and he like kills people. Is that happening?
He'll snap his fingers, and 3 corpses will drop out of the mushrooms that cover the ceiling.
Based?
There's just thud, like, and
Eyebrows unfaced.
all 3 of them are, although they're heavily grown over with fungus, there are certain parts of it that you can identify that look kind of similar to the sort of half-staged creature that the previous dude was. And he goes, they're weird. Well, the Hallowed are, pardon my common, fucked, but yes, I don't know what they are. I know that they're messed up. They're sort of like a halfway point between Hallowed and human.
Intentionally.
I'm not sure. I don't sense any druidic. It's all corrupted, but
And plural.
there are more.
Oh god. Oh. And there's a big, like a triangle, but more of a stick than an obelisk.
If you could use one F-bomb in your campaign, where would you put it? Right here.
What?
Comment.
It's like an obelisk further back. It's got
You touched the memory stone.
yeah.
Fuck would you do that?
That was an awfully dangerous idea.
I have a dangerous one. What would happen if someone would come up with a piton and like knock one of the stones loose?
You'd probably explode.
I knew it.
Could you do it for me? I assume that body is like replaceable.
No.
Okay. I was worth a try, like.
Okay.
In fact, I can't even get in that room. I'm repelled
By the memory stone.
by the dark shit in the walls.
I told you guys there was dark shit in the walls. That's why we. Well, I was.
I like he's just slowly infecting me with the Brooklyn
I
Italian.
love the fact that you also didn't say shit.
I'm
I'm
imagining
just
that,
waiting for one of you to just say, "I'm walking here."
yeah,
I was this close
I'm
when he stole the
shrooming
skull.
here.
Alright, Fritz gonna step in and he's
Yeah.
gonna go. We're a little bit off path.
No, we're not.
You
The water's right there. We're going over there.
wouldn't happen to know anything about the area ahead, would you?
He sort of fades for a moment.
They
I
kinda
get
wave
that too.
Wing in front of him.
you're just so.
And then he
Where?
snaps
nodding.
back. He's like, "Oh yes, there is a cave." The cave continues. Obviously, this is all caves. You are in a place called the Tunnels Betwixt, after all. At least that's what the people down here have been calling it. I assume you are all heading towards Survivor's Stand.
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't been there myself, but I have met other people on this travel. There was one unfortunate soul I couldn't save, and he kind of looks at Dell, who's just standing there in the background.
Is this
just
damn thing still in the background?
He's just low-key vibing a bit. He's spending some time touching some of the mushrooms, very gently, ooh. I could
spend
feel
half
it.
his time touching mushrooms, the other half of the time doing Fortnite dances.
No, he's just hell yeah. He's emoting, is what he's doing.
Well, is Fortnite
And it's like,
skeleton?
repurposing. I like recycling.
What? Oh, what's up, Dell?
Hello.
You got a new body. I like it.
I have. I'm a little exposed.
Now that you have it, do you really need all the things on your face?
Yes, I
Okay.
can't remove them.
Oh, Mushy. Like clothing. He's a bit naked. It
Yeah,
makes
you
me
don't have
uncomfortable. You know, I didn't consent to having naked people around me.
So Mushi melts into the ground, literally just falls apart into 1,000 different types of fungal types that then merge with the floor bed.
I
You
killed him.
assume that this entire cave is Mushi at this point, and that all of these mushrooms are him. He is one symbiotic entity. And he reappears next to Dell out of one of the mushrooms he was poking. It was a small mushroom, but it just kind of grew and stepped out of it, which scared the shit out of Dell. Dell immediately goes, ah!
Perfectly
And
cut screen.
yeah, exactly, just perfectly cut. The and then as Mushi then grabs his wrist and puts it into a patch of mushrooms. Or no, he just shoves him. He just shoves him into a patch of mushrooms. And then pulls him back out, and Dell is covered. He's got almost like a vest of interwoven strands
Mycelium.
of mycelium
Yeah.
that has formed a type of fabric almost that seems to sort of pulse and weave. But you notice how some of it has attached itself to the positive sort of array of celestial text on the bones and is latched to it. And Mushi goes, "How exciting! You're like a well of life. Interesting. None of you would have been able to do this. Well, maybe you could have attuned to it over time, but these mushrooms love him, and to be honest, I'd like to keep him, but he doesn't look too happy about that idea." Dell is like,
Honestly, you can have him. He's worked his thing. We gave.
we're-
I slap him
we're-
across the back of the head. I'm afraid that's not in the cards, no.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has places to be and things to do.
Poor Dell. He
Dell
had
is
his shot
traumatized.
at getting out.
He's like,
He wants to get to Survivor's Stand as well, bro.
Survivors.
True, but he could have waited until we got there and left so he could
I mean, kind of.
avoid us. That's what I mean.
That's his goal. Is to get away.
in the caves ahead, I thank you for reminding myself. And he passed a mushroom.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All the mushrooms sound like him as well.
In the cave ahead, there isn't too much happening. The river gets a little thicker there, so you might need to cross it through me. It would be easy. You have legs. I'm sure you can simply make it across, no problem. I'm sensing a few more of the weird creatures, but like not as strong as this one up ahead. Quite a while, like an hour off maybe. Other than that, there isn't really much. I don't fully remember where Survivor Stand is, but it is in roughly that direction. And he has like a really literally just a long mushroom that he's been using as a cane. He's like been having his hand has been fused almost onto the cap of this cane that he's been using, and he sort of points it in the direction forward. The cave ahead does also split that way. I'm not sure if it would be a good idea to divert. I think if you go straight ahead, you'll be fine.
All right.
I can't transport you there because it takes ages to move myself. So far, I have moved about 3 feet in the last 40 years.
Oh.
It's quite impressive movement for me.
Your movement is very sporadical.
I am
feet.
too fat. I have many feet.
Yeah.
All of the mushrooms in here undulate slightly.
I'm gonna go ahead, you guys. You will see probably each other later at some point, you and I.
Yeah. Let's move on, shall we?
At that,
We are on accord.
Yes, we are.
so at that, as I started talking about leaving, Ivor suddenly snaps out of his internal identity crisis that has been just silently suffering for the last whole conversation. Yes.
We're walking now. Damn, you also.
Ashu, the one that you referred to as. He doesn't really want to say Ashu because that would be kind of disrespecting the real one.
Yeah.
So, can you take us to her? Can you? Where is he? Do you know?
There is a grove further beyond Survival Stand. I've been there a few times. They're working on a project to revitalize life in places where there are none.
They are?
Yes, it's the mission of the Primordial Circle to act as guardians of life and replenish, restore the balance whenever it is dipped. And
They've got a geck.
they've been trying, they've been trying to figure out a way to fix it, but the abyssal corruption of the overworld is pretty heavy. It's hard to fully cleanse it.
But that has not been the purpose. That has not been our missions ever since natures were murdered.
Are you certain you belong to the same circle, child?
You question?
Yes, I do. I am quite confused as well.
Actually, when you say that,
Almost like
Hannigan
two different
is gonna
girls.
snap and say, "Hey, respect your elders, young man. Don't be a dick."
I thought you said I looked young.
Well, you're obviously older than him. He looks like 5.
Uh,
He's just got a beard. That's
you are all quite infantile in my
I mean,
view.
if they like this, if we were still on, surface, if all this shit hadn't happened, if he wasn't being in the middle of an identity crisis, he would absolutely have launched and tried to attack Mushi right now. But he's just still stunned about everything. So, just what the fuck?
Look,
Ah.
I have a question.
Mm.
Is there anything that you've gathered during the years of travelers or enemies, foes that's been passing through your grove? Or is there anything you can send with us that could help increase our chances of survival?
Sort of takes a moment, and he didn't have a beard, but all of a sudden one as his hand goes from
Yeah,
chin,
it's like
it just
lichen?
grows. Yes, I can help. The odds are against you. Very well, very well. One moment. And he'll melt into the bed again, sort of just. And there's a ripple that kind of like goes across the whole cave. Lights shimmer and shift as bioluminescence changes. This place looks fucking trippy. Like, you don't have to have eaten a mushroom for this to feel weird. This place is like incredibly vibrant, saturated. The colors shift, and a lot of it's mostly like shapes more than any particular patterns or symbols. And eventually, a sort of a surge of flora goes across the floor before lifting several sort of slightly glowing mushrooms that detach themselves from a larger sort of flat-headed mushroom that was raised, and they sort of like collapse onto the thing. And he appears like out of the stalk that rised, sort of like duck under and then step out of it. There we go. It took me a while to find the right ones. They don't quite rare, these ones. I recommend these. Take them with you. They will restore a good amount of your vitality and patch some of your wounds should you wound, but they also make for great stew. I'm not above eating shrooms myself. They're quite tasty. And we're all in symbiosis here. It's give and take. Some mushrooms die and they need to go somewhere. To the cycle they go.
Into the stew.
Into the stew. Everything goes into the stew.
In the end.
In the end, all life, we go back to the primordial soup of existence. That's a very, very old and long reference from so many different places. But you seem to be one of those people who are good at in potions. They are potent ingredients as well. So you might be able to water them down a little bit for more. Yes.
I understand.
You came from the soup, you've returned to the soup. Thank you, Kat.
True.
The circle of life is just a soup and bowl from above. I love this person.
So it's technically
Cardi is
lasagna.
great. Technically, yeah.
What?
All bread is soup.
I'm going to.
but it's-
Are these?
Oh,
Yeah.
Do these mushrooms actually like move?
No.
Okay.
Once they detach, they become static.
Okay.
But they do glow slightly. They give off a sort of
In
pulsing.
that case, I'm gonna like sort of collect them and put them in a pouch.
With that, I kindly request you all leave. I'm getting quite tired.
Understandable.
It's
Thank you.
time for my nap.
How many years will that?
Last one lasted 35. I'm quite tired. But depending on events down here, you might see me sooner than later. I am in many places after all.
So Ivor picks up this mushroom, stares at it, and just.
Oh, I gathered them.
Oh yeah, okay, you're gathering it.
Yeah,
in that case,
Pick them off of the...
I will just had a few more minutes to just process all the shit that just happened, And he just goes, I have never sought the wisdom of the Archdruid more in my entire life. But I will seek out this Ashu that you speak of. I will clear up her supposed claim of the...
I believe it will give
After
you
this,
the answers you seek.
I shall meet you again. And... I don't know. This...
Should you truly wish to find me in your heart of hearts, and you are truly in tune with your spirit kin, you will always find me.
Once we have cleared this up, we shall meet again.
I truly hope so. I love how there's like intense like bloodlust from one side, and Mushi is just like glowing and happy, like, I can't wait to see that young man again.
Like, we're so conflicted right now because,
Yeah.
you know, if he speaks the truth, he has no idea what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But if he's, you know,
Because as far as you can
Yeah.
tell from what Mushi has spoken of, to him there are now two primordial circles.
Yeah.
Two separate ones with two different archdruids.
yeah,
And
which
that's-
no bueno.
no.
There can only be one.
Yeah.
And you know, if there's a grain of truth in what he's saying, then he has no idea what to do. But if he feels that, okay, he's speaking bullshit, then he's gonna come back here and he's going to
Die in combat.
yeah. Get killed by Mushi, but yeah.
yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
You'll return to the soup. You'll become
Yeah, he will go on a suicide mission.
Yeah.
You can ask Suna if she wants to help.
Oh, all Germans rejoice. We're leaving Master Mushi.
Yeah.
I'm going
Germans?
to...
I'll explain later. After.
Please don't tell me I've accidentally used yet another bad word.
Wait, what?
Have I been using a bad word?
Not a bad word, but
What word?
a rude word nonetheless.
Which one?
Oh, does it mean vagina?
Wait,
Ah, fantastic! Hilarious.
What language?
What? In German?
Yeah, in
Amazing.
German, Mushi is vagina.
I've been calling my NPC Master Vagina this entire time. That's amazing. I'm gonna stick with that. That's
I'm
fun.
gonna roll stealth.
Yeah?
Stealth ahead, as always.
Yeah, because you slunk off.
13.
13. Well, there is nothing ahead of you.
Sorry.
You must mess me.
You are getting a little tired by now. Like it's been a few hours trek, and it was a fight and everything. And you you do manage to get to you find the river he was speaking of, where the creek did steadily begin to deepen and sort of grow in size, and it seems to have merged with another flowing body of water down here, and there's an actual river coursing from a sort of slight cavern, a very small cavern entrance, through into a sort of chasm, but not quite, and then it continues off further into another sort of cave exit.
So we have 2 cave exits, that's what you're saying.
There are 3. There's
3.
one up ahead.
Okay.
There's one across the way.
And we were
But
going
there's
up
2
ahead, right?
Yeah, there's 2 very smaller ones where the water is going, like it's eroded its own path through this cave basically. In order to get through any of these 2, you would have to be underwater the whole time. Which is not exactly something you guys can do right now. Unless you've got water breathing.
Feathers are a bitch to dry, so I suggest
Don't you just
don't
shake?
use those. Well, then you get rid of the worst part, but you still need to kind of dry out the rest of the feathers.
There's a lot to feathers. They're like also in here.
Yeah, you have 2 different layers of feathers. The inner feathers that are a bit more fluffy, and the outer feathers, which are meant more for flight.
And he's not like a
And I
duck,
can't use them to fly anyway, so...
duck tengu, so...
Yeah, I don't have natural oil on my skin that reflects water.
Just shake.
You know a lot of bird lore.
Didn't we have a talk about avians and stuff?
We did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably.
Anyway,
Right.
To be frank, I have birds at home.
So-
Stop reading into it.
there is a relatively wide, I'd say about 15 foot wide, I just go for 15 feet by default, a 15 foot wide chasm of where a river has gone past. You can't, it's too dark to fully see the water, your light doesn't fully go through the
Dark
water.
vision?
What?
Dark vision?
Yeah,
that help?
it doesn't go through.
Okay.
There's no light down
Yeah,
there.
fair.
Basically, it doesn't bounce all the way through the water. It's probably because whatever is down there is too dark. It doesn't reflect very well. But
we have to
you can
cross?
tell that it is probably at least more than 10 feet deep. And you would have to cross if you want to get to the thing. There are the cave is quite spacious, and there are stalactites and so on. It is a full cavern. So, how would you guys like to approach trying to get across?
So, in essence,
So the water is.
we got the
bad.
river and the exit on the other side.
Yeah.
Right. First things first, Ivor, still very much out of it, feels that the dried up and caked blood on his face is starting to itch a bit, so he just dunks his head in the water. Then
It's very cold, refreshing water.
Oh, he's washing himself. Damn.
that was.
That's the first time I didn't think he'd do it. I was so sure he wouldn't.
Yeah, Frey hands Hannigan a small bag of coins, we did a bet on it.
Yeah. Speaking of Frey, can I? Your shoulders are looking awfully comfortable.
I am not carrying you on my shoulder.
I'm short and my back. I'm gonna roll deception. It's actually good. I think it's a 17. My back. I'm dying.
He's old.
I see through this instantly and just goes like, "Ugh."
Frey looks at Cassius and is like, what do I do here? What am I?
I look concerned.
Would you really let an old man?
I was like,
Multiple
Doc, will you
scoliosis.
take a look at him and then we can see about crossing.
How fast is the stream? Very quickly.
It is not actually that bad. It seems rather calm.
How close are you to the edge?
I'm standing about 10 feet back.
Oh shit!
and I'm by the waterline.
Yeah.
The
Ignore
water,
him, Frey.
there is a current to the water, and it is relatively powerful. But you imagine, as long as you weren't overburdened, you would probably be able to get across pretty easily.
Right.
This isn't so much of an obstacle, so much as it's just there is a pretty big river here,
Right.
so you can replenish on water and
I'm gonna loosen up the small bandages that I would put on my fingertips,
Yeah.
and sort of just dip them into the cold water.
So, as you dip your fingers into the cold water, it does sting, obviously. But when you pull your fingers back out of the water, the skin of your fingertips is back. And the blood that washed off of you is gone. There's no trace of it anymore in the water.
Did you see that?
Frey kinda did see it and he kinda...
You
his eyes
still
widened.
got bandages though, right?
She removed them.
All right.
Yeah, she removed them, yeah.
And
To dip her fingers in.
he real quick, he tries to get the mark into the water but can't quite find a way, so he just dips his entire upper body in there.
Okay, so
Can't notice it there.
You said that you didn't want to get wet.
It's worth a try.
before you
What? Try
respond,
what?
Look, my
the
hands.
spot where you were branded burns
Oof.
like a son of a bitch. It stings really badly, and the water just immediately around it begins to bubble. There is a lot of bubbling happening there, and boiling. It stings a lot, but any of the other wounds you have on your form close.
The mark.
Okay, as I
But the
see
marks.
that, Ivor just puts a hand in the water again, just splash around a bit and try to see if he can sense any natural magic,
Should
primal
bottle some of this
bullshit.
up.
Oh yeah, I'm already on
Yeah,
it.
good.
Give me a nature check.
Right? Dice cam?
I would like to cast Detect Magic on it, but probably nothing will happen.
What's the limit of detect magic?
That's a 15 plus 20.
20. Okay.
20. nature check.
Oops.
Detect magic tells you the strongest magical effect in the area.
Only if it's upcast. Right now, it just tells the presence
Del
or
starts
absence.
reading.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
There's definitely magic.
because
Like, it is magic.
Yeah.
20 in the nature.
Yes.
So you...
dice cam.
Thank you for reminding me. So you will notice... you notice that immediately the waters are very cold and very refreshing. It almost seems to wash your, like, tension away. You obviously hadn't had your marking contact with it, but Frey seems to be struggling in the water a little bit with it because it does hurt. It's not like an immense pain to the point where it's like crippling you,
no,
but it just
like burn.
it's like not good, no bueno.
If it hurts, it's good for you.
It's weakness. Leave
That
it
is
the
not
body.
how medicine works.
Shut up.
Balance the humors. Anyway, so the water is definitely magical, obviously, and probably restorative. And you notice that the mouth of the cave, because as you guys went through Mushi's cave, grove, the mushrooms didn't seem to really stop. It continued along the wall, and there's the mouth of the right side is, you see, like, looking into it, you see even in the water it's like laced with bioluminescent mushrooms and further beyond. So you assume that this is some kind of effect
Holdover.
of such a powerful entity basically living off of this water. It's soaking it with restorative magic.
Right, but
It doesn't seem to. It doesn't permeate through the entire river though, because its effects lessen the closer you get to the other mouth, and then it stops by the time you got there. So it doesn't spread throughout the whole cave.
How deep is
Gotcha.
it?
Yeah.
So, but so basically, it's primordial energy residue.
Pretty much, yeah. It is, and you also suspect that taking it out would render it inert. It's specifically because it's being leached out of this.
Yeah.
Any amount of, like, it's constantly losing this essence as it goes.
Right.
So it's more like it's bleeding him than it is anything.
Okay.
But it seems to be on purpose.
Any damage I had taken before that gets healed as well?
Yeah.
Or,
You are now at full health. This-
Hannigan takes a step and is like, "Oh, I'm healed! I'm so much better now!" And he tries to bottle some of the water and then hurries over to the other side.
I can sell this.
Damn it! It's just water. What did you guys do?
I'm gonna shrug off the lab coat.
Yeah.
Like, pretty carefully lower myself into the water. Can I reach the bottom?
No.
No.
It is pretty deep.
So if I let go, I will like fully be submerged in water, and my brand will hurt.
Unless you like hold yourself by the, because you could, because it's like most of you have it up on the upper shoulder, so you could like jacuzzi it.
Yeah. No, I'm more thinking if we need to get to the other side,
It will hurt.
it will hurt, but it's manageable.
Yeah,
Could
it
I
is
cast,
manageable.
like a dancing light on like a rock and then throw it into the pond and see how far down it goes?
You could actually.
Wait, is it dancing light? Do you cast that on objects? or
No,
doesn't-
dancing light
can,
is.
but you could send just the orbs down. And
Yeah, exactly.
Then I'll do
You could
that.
send
Oh,
it
I'm
full
thinking
orbs
of-
down.
Oh, you think
Yeah,
the
exactly.
light, right?
Yeah.
Dancing light is
Lights-
specifically it's floating orb.
Light makes an object glow. Dancing lights is
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Then
You
I
can't
just
move them
stand
very far, but I believe the limit of the spell is like 20 feet.
20 feet, yeah.
Yeah, you do see the bottom. It's
do.
about 20 feet deep.
Right.
as long as it.
All four orbs have to.
120.
Okay, 120. Yeah, you have more than enough space to to illuminate down there.
Okay.
It seems to be this. It's like a dark slate stone at the bottom, which is why it was so dark.
Can
it's
I
about-
like move him around a bit and see if it gets shallower anywhere, or if there are any like rocks or hidden thing just below the surface that you could kind of maybe use to get across? Or
No, it seems this current has carried most things.
Is it a strong current or is it just calm water?
Oh,
It's a strong current in the sense that the under the water, like, it moves pretty quick, but it doesn't. It's not. It wouldn't drag you away.
Okay.
But like, if it's been here for thousands of years, it would just. It's been eating at this place for a while.
Yeah, in that case, I think we can just swim over, no check.
Yeah. It would just hurt a little bit,
It's going to hurt a bit, but we can make
but
it.
you would be fine.
I can't remember where my mark is. To be fair, I should write that down.
I try to place my
Mark on your head?
no. I'm trying to place like the lab coats and like
That would have been a bald
fold
spot
in
on
the
your
mushrooms
nose.
into
That would
that and like
just
put it
shape
on my
your ass.
head and swim over.
can put the mushrooms.
Del is just gonna like Davy Jones walk across the bottom and just appear on the other side.
He's like
Oh
that
my God.
dude that walks.
Water's great.
Isn't that what zombies do in Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Yeah, they walk on like because
Del does the same thing, by the way. But the moment he steps into the water lights up like a bioluminescence. I use the word bioluminescence a lot. I'm sorry, but it literally just like around him. Have you ever seen the beach?
Maybe that's for
Autoluminescent?
fluorescent.
Yeah,
because
like-
bioluminescent is specifically from like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It is fluorescent. In this case,
you
it
could
is
say
fluorescent.
autoluminescent.
Yeah.
As in light.
The mushrooms were bioluminescent because it was through chemical biochemical means. This is fluorescent in the sense that I don't know if you've seen that beach. I think it's in California, but there's like an algae there that when you touch it, it releases UV. It releases light,
That's bioluminescent.
so it becomes incredibly bright around specifically him, and he's like sitting there just across the. No, he tries, realizes he doesn't have enough mass to like move, and just sinks. So you just see this glowing skeleton that leaves like a sparkling trail behind him under the water
He's
as he
doing-
does exactly the David Jones thing.
It's because he's doing that dance all the way through. The Davy Jones thing, yeah.
Yeah, and then he climbs up and out and is like, oh, whew." The mushrooms are, there's like new sprouts coming out of the mycelium vest he's wearing.
Hannigan plucks one and chews on it.
It's very tasty.
No, wait, it's not David Jones. It's Barbossa when he's...
Yeah, it's Barbossa.
Yeah.
When they walk along the bottom. Anyway, and I believe that that will probably do it for today.
All right.
Yeah.
For the most
to
part.
the other side.
Yeah, catch you on the other side. This has been Missed by One, and
Yeah.
fantastic episode 3.
Thank you.
Free.
I
See you
think
guys
this
in the
was our best
pod.
one, yeah.
You said episode 2.
This
Isn't
is also
this-
This is
probably the
episode
most
I
three.
said 3.
all of
I heard episode
Yeah,
2.
yeah.
I
Well,
said
that's
3.
why it's the best
I'm gonna
one.
watch this back.
It's been chaos.
Prove
Okay.
me right.
Chat right now. Did it say 2 or 3? Because I heard 2.
I heard
say-
3.
You have chat.
Don't
I
drag
don't.
chat
My
into
phone is
this.
dying.
It's dying.
I heard 3.
Okay, then I'm just me being stupid.
Hi, Diego.
It's okay. We've all been there.
Yeah. All right.